Hello everyone, welcome back to the MBX FEI Grand Fest Season 1 in the MOBA 5v5 category, and tonight it is going to be a sweet stage in the LAN event qualifier. And when I say LAN event qualifier, whoever wins tonight matches are going to advance to the LAN directly already, and this is going to be really interesting. But before we talk about what is coming up next, this tournament is not a success without our dear sponsor, that is the CK Hyundai, our internet partner, Next Gen, and of course this tournament in collaboration with Don't Say and the powerhouse of MOBA 5v5 Vista Games, who powered this tournament by providing especially that exclusive tournament lobby where the players can enjoy their unlimited skin, all hero being unlocked, and of course maximum level for all those emblem as well. And yeah, there are lots of things to say, but before that, this is going to be a little bit quick, as tonight this is not just an ordinary night because we have our LAN qualify caster already with me, beside me. Not only that, he's a skillful, a hardworking person, but even caught the eye of our organizer and choose him to be the LAN event main caster, or we can even say the action behind all the scene. I present to you all, everyone, Mr. Shinryu.
Thank you so much for that amazing introduction here, Malsam. But yes, once again, I would like to offer my gratitude to each and every sponsor, each and everybody, and each and every person who has been working tremendously hard and making this tournament a success to, brought this opportunity to me, to bring this opportunity to me for being here as a caster, and of course also for qualifying for the land. Yes, it was not easy, but hey, what it comes easy is not like, what is will be good. But again, this might be the best experience that we will have, ladies and gentlemen, because, this is the Grand Fest 1 of MEAX FEAI, because this will be the switch stage. The teams have been fighting thoroughly and, to their utmost skills that they can, to their most hardworking way they can, and to the limit that they can push themselves. So right now we have the teams that have the highest chances for qualifying into the lands and make their name, make a mark in the Grand Fest 1 here, isn't it, Malsam?
Of course it is. Especially this first match, everyone would believe that they would qualify to the LAN at any cost, but not yet, because they are going to face each other in a best of 3 series. Yes, just a best of 3 series. And just in case we are confused about why this is such a big event and it is a best of 3 series to qualify for the LAN. And to be honest, yes, it would be nice to have a best of 5 series, a best of 7 series as well. But at the LAN event, that is where the main showdown is going to be there. And in this online phase also, getting this best of 3 series for the LAN qualifier stage is not an easy task as well, because they are going to face each other with all those top team as well. And right now their point is actually 2-0, which give them and which allow them to play in this match as well. And whoever wins, as already mentioned, are going to the LAN event. And in addition to that one, whoever lost this match, it is not a goodbye for them yet, as we are going to see them in the 3-1 stage against those lower bracket teams. And so with that being said, we are off to the drafting stage at the blue side, Team IGN at the red side, also known as 2024 I make the wrong intro. Wait, let me do it again. Sorry for that one. At the blue side, we have the oldest team and the team that cannot expire, who just keep on grinding and be the stars of India in every scenario in the MOBA 5v5 tournament. It's none other than Team IGN, and at the red side is the Bees, who can just dominate every scenario as well. The best team in 2024, the best team in 2025, and prove themselves that they are even worthy in the LAN event and win the most recent biggest LAN event tournament we have in the entire India as well. And that is Team Lakshmi Chitfan. And of course, I have to give it one more time. I am beside the well-selected, who is the first person to qualify amongst the players, among the caster, Shin Ryu.
Absolutely, man. And I would also like to put a big spotlight on my co-caster as well, because Mr. Malsam has been known for his hard work too. He will be there too during the LAN event. So a huge shout out to him, because because of him it is possible that we are here and this tournament is running so smoothly and without any problem. But again, you know what, Malsam, we have seen clutch plays, we have seen comebacks, and even chaos. But today we need to expect the unexpected. There are two titans in front of us. You have already introduced them. But in MLBB, it just take one hero, one draft, or even one insane team fight to flip the script, right? But there is no scripts out here because it's gonna be completely out of the box, out of the world kind of gameplay, because both these teams, they do not have any script to follow. They do not have any bounds or any kind of shackles to them. They're free to play here however they want, in any manner they want, and that's why you can see the drafts already rolling here. The bans coming through from both the sides. Team IGN, they want to prioritize two heroes, that is going to be the CC as well as the Hayabusa, to give them a better laning, to give them a better map control, and also a better time playing this match in the way they want. Whereas Lakshmi Cheat Fund, they do not want to give away the Farsa with the heavy range, with the insane amount of burst damage that is available under the mid control. So I feel both the teams, they are playing for their objective, that is like, for the map control or for free farming or even the lane winning kind of matchups here. And I feel we might see some of the meta bans too. By meta bans, I mean heroes like the YSs, the Lancelot, right? And even some of the EXP laners, the Lapu Lapu too, has been performing insanely. So the last ban is not the last, but the second ban was due here from Team LCF, and they choose to ban the 1-1 here, Malsam.
Of course, the draft is going to be somehow the kind of draft that we are not going to see like the other stages, because this is IGN and LCF for a reason. And just look at this one, just look at their player. At the LCF side, as already mentioned, I do not know Abi, I do know Asuna. It is going to be Asuna, the best mid laner, the god of all mages, into their side. And on the blue side, who even played the MSC, who has a great experience when it comes to international witch as well. Both the mid laner are going to have a wide hero pool, and it is just going to be so interesting. In the other scenario, in other matches, we are talking about their their EXP laner, their jungler, and maybe even their bot laner being interesting, who are going to flip the game around. But for this match particularly, it is all eyes on both teams mid laner. I can't assume which one is better, but I do know that both teams are respecting each other so far. And talking about the respect section here, Ikadita and Farsaben, it is lots of respect coming from both sides, but to me particularly, this is the kind of draft that is setting up their upcoming draft. And also IGN, Seramon, we can even say that he's the best Hayabusa player, or maybe at least at the top 3 best Hayabusa player we have in India. This is a respect band, and on top of that, IGN can even take the Yi Senshin right away. If they take the Yi Senshin, then Hayabusa is going to be one of the best counter again. They can go straight with the Lapu Lapu here as well. Lots of opening are there. These are the kind of team that has a wide hero pool. So let's see, it is going to be respect with the Lancelot.
The Lancelot is actually really good because he can immune a lot of those incoming skills, incoming engages from the opponent team, and that's why he can actually get out of the sticky situation. He does not need so much peeling necessarily in the early game, which the YSS does require, and I feel it's a pretty table pick for him because he likes to play aggressive. He likes to play aggressive from the very beginning, and respect with a hero like Lancelot, he can do that pretty easily, and he can even mark the backline from the very get-go. And at the same time, like you mentioned, the mid lane matchup right here for both the sides, I feel their heroes are so identical to each other, right? Their power picks are pretty much the same. Wish likes to play the Kadita. He can make insane plays. In one game, he was able to turn it around. Whereas Abi or Asuna, he can do the same thing. His gameplays are amazingly insane with the Kadita. And not only Kadita, there's a Farsa. There is like a bunch of heroes, including the Zushin here. So he's going for the Zushin along with the Kalea combination here for the side of Team LCF, which is a very good combo. But we are more used to seeing like a very burst kind of mage, a hero that can give insane amount of burst in a very short amount of time. Whereas this peg, that is a Zushin, is not necessarily a burst mage, but more of a utility or a control mage around the mid lane. So a bit different approach here from the LCF. So I feel their side laners might be that which deals a ton of damage.
And talking about the mid lane particularly, it's Kimi coming from Mr. Witch, and we can even say that this Kimi, if you can land your basic attack perfectly, it doesn't matter that we need to wait the mid lane or the late game, the late phases of the game here, because she's going to burst it down anyway as long as all those damage it hits. But for the side of LCF, I am quite skeptical, sorry to say this, Asuna, but come on. it is going to be a Eugene here, and the first pick is Lancelot. I'm not sure how this is going
Yeah.
to come around, but it is going to be a B, Asuna himself, who is going to turn things around. And keep in mind that Mirio is the kind of EXP laner who wants to play really brutal. Maybe that is the reason why they are doing this kind of comp. It won't be a perfect combination coming from both roots and a B with the hero particularly, but if we are thinking it a little bit wider, expand ourselves, the mid lane clearance can be quite fast, and on top of that, they can go for the land free strategy instead, punishing the witch and giving him hard time to rotate around. And if they are going to have a hard time rotating around, then Zozen needs to stick in the mid lane as well. If two heroes are sticking the mid lane from both party, then LCF right now with the Fragile pick can play really aggressive, and this is more like a
Yeah.
masterpiece coming from LCF when it comes to the drafting stage. But still, a big question mark is still rising as a Moskov is being banned out. That is quite good, but a obvious banning coming from the side of IGN. Come on, they got the Mirio, isn't it? He's the one who is going to punish them. What do you think about this draft so far?
I feel the Phobius ban does indicates that they want to pick something with more dashes, something along that line, right? Which might be a Harriet onto the goal lane. That could be a very well option here. If Team LC, if they can read it out, they might want to ban out the Harriet.
Oh.
Yes, there you go, right? They want to ban out the Harriet because the Phobius ban directly indicates that they want to go for the dash heroes, right? And that's where it goes. And as Esmeralda too, one of a very strong pick for anti onto the EXP lane. So the EXP lane is being targeted, whereas the goal lane has been the target for Team LCF. So very different approach from both these teams. But again, like you mentioned, if the mid control is too heavy from the side of Team LCF, that will force Team IGN to kind of play a very mid-centric game, which will do two things. One, the side lanes will have to be independent on their own. They will not get too much of a rotation. Second, they will be very prone to getting ganked. And, you know, those intel, that the rotations, the information around the map will not be really delivered to them. So they have to play very passive, and that can really reduce their goal in the overall time of the game. But here comes the Lapu Lapu from Anti, a really strong pick onto his hands.
This is something that I was predicting anyway. IGN, are they going to trap this Lapu Lapu? Because see, it is crystal clear to say that if you ban the Esmeralda, the hero that you are going to open right now is a Lapu Lapu. But Mirio, what just happened here? It's a glue coming from their side here. There's going to be a Fredrin who can help him stack a lot there. And on top of that, the Lapu Lapu can literally spell Vambit out. Maybe they would like to out-sustain them a little bit, making sure that their frontliner can sustain longer so that Witch can deal damage, obviously. And for Aaron, it might be quite randomized to see the Bruno, but here comes the Cloud. We are going to see another Trinity build, which cannot just melt down the Fragile, even with the Blazing Duet, and this Purify can be unstoppable. Great choice coming from the side of IGN, and of course, these are the kind of team that doesn't care much about the counter, because if you counter this kind of team, they are going to think about the encounter, which will be recounter again. And in addition to that one, it will be counter against with an item. And at the last pick, we are going to see Dada with the Nathan. And oh my gosh, the draft is interesting. Lots of things are to be said here. But guys, you are watching it right. This is Team IGN and Team LCF, not in the LAN section yet, but this is the LAN qualifier. And to prove that the tournament matchmaking, everything is fair, we can even provide it all the match wheel, like the match picking. So let's see. This is going to be really interesting here. Oh, by the way, Shin, if you don't mind, can I just go offline and you do it by yourself, and can I enjoy the show?
Oh my goodness, that would be so amazing to do. But you let me do all the heavy carry like that, Malsum. I wouldn't mind. But it will be a shame if I cannot hear you analyze this in this game, because this is a match worthy of your analyzing. You know, like, we need you to break down this game as much as we can. But if you are, unfortunately, if you can't do that, you know what? I might just do it myself. I'll do it if you ask me.
Alright, alright. That is the reason why maybe the organizer have eyes on you, but nothing I can say so far as we are about to dive into the land of dawn. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone who are watching the stream right now, you are watching the MEX FEI Grand Fest Season 1 in the MOBA 5v5 category. And when I say Grand Fest, you heard it right. This is not just a MOBA 5v5 tournament where multiple games are going to be played in this tournament particularly, and of course it is a LAN tournament where many games are going to be played in the LAN event as well. And in addition to that one, if you want to know the location, it is going to be Ardeng Chom Hall, Mizoram, Aizawl. And the most interesting part, it is not just going to be the esport, they're included as well, even for your friends, and it is going to be a time for us to enjoy. There's going to be arcade game, lots of food stall, and lots of interesting things that is going to be yet wrap up very soon. But for now, we have Team IGN at the blue side and Team Lakshmi Chitpan at the red side, wishing the best of luck. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to hit the like button, share your thoughts in the comment section, and share it to your friends, because this match is the kind of match that we wouldn't like you to miss it out.
Absolutely, you should not miss this action out live while it's happening. And both the teams, they are ready, really. You can see the mid lane already being prioritized, trying to get the control. The side lanes are pretty much independent, and I would say the side lane, the laning pressure will be really required from both the sides. And they have got some of the signature heroes out here, especially for Mirio as well as Anti. Like Mirio, he could have gone for a Phoebus, but okay, they're going a gank for onto the bot lane. Mirio has to get out of that spot, because if he just overstays out there, he might get punished. And here comes a rotation from both the sides. You can see they're really playing a bit of EXP centric, but here comes a pick up onto Zauz, and he's taking a bit of damage, stacking all that HP with the revitalize. And here comes the Braces Rat. The hand, first blood already, but instantly gets traded off with respect, getting a shutdown onto Sarar Moon. A 1-for-1 quick trade just 2 minutes into the game.
Great way to start the game for the side of IGNS. It was a roamer and a jungler that just got exchanged. But however, if they go straight with the turtle right away, it might not be the best thing that they would like to do, as Sarar Moon would be there just right on time. And also the Koto, the way he extends was really good. In that way, they could themselves open up a little bit here. Rudias without the flicker might change things a little bit here.
Oh, and he just gets bursted down, and there comes this mounted on towards Sarar Moon. He's really actually getting zoned out, and this goes the turtle towards the side of Team IGN. Here comes the traction pulse, gets locked onto Sarar Moon once again. He will get gunned down with the Kimi, getting the final blow, Witch with a kill. And right now you can see again, Rudius wants to get the knock-up, and Zauzen gets taken down into the hands of Abhi. He's still trying to pick a few more members up, but Witch with the poke damage, constantly hitting those bullets on towards the side of Team LCF, stopping their advance. And here comes Anti on towards Witch with the flicker too, but he will not find enough range, so they need to get back because they were really overextending here. But again, really aggressive start from both the sides.
Yup. Although it is anti with the Lapu here, we have to keep in mind that Lapu, unless he activates the Bravest Warrior and he uses his passive to the maximum, won't be that effective. And without that one, he is also quite squishy, to be honest. And we have just witnessed that one, and IGN knowing that one so well, while Anti was trying his best to zone out and find ways to literally go straight into the backline using the Bravest Warrior and zone out respect. What they did was they decided to make a trap that one, they lock it down into Anti, and if Anti is not there, who's going to do lots of thing there, then it is going to be, of course, a free turtle coming from the side of IGN, and also lots of trade is coming to their side.
Oh, there comes a Tsunami Slam on towards Witch. He doesn't have a Purify. They wanted to go for the AOG, but finally it lands. Witch gets taken down into the hands of Abhi, and Sarar Moon falls into the hands of Mirio, and they want to continue their advances further, a bit more aggressive. But they do not have Witch. They need to be careful, but respect. He's respecting that they're under the turret, and he needs to just go back to farming and maintain his level while he's level 7. You can see Sarar Moon barely level 6, but again, here comes another engage on towards Abhi. He does not have a Purifier, and he's stuck. He's stuck and brought back to the ground. Here comes a knock-up, but he will get back with the help of the BMI. Both the teams, they might want to disengage here. The second turtle will be up really soon, and it's finally up here, Malsum. So I feel LCF might want to just concede this one and just go back to farming.
Of course, farming is going to be really necessary for Sarar Moon. The level gap is going to make lots of difference, and of course it is going to be against a Lancelot that you are going to contest the turtle. But look at the top lane here, fight already extends. OG pops in.
Yeah. AOG pops in, the mounted has to be unmounted. Here comes a knock-up under the turret. Zausen gets taken down. Meteor trying to run, really low on HP, but gets healed back. Comes the LAN Shaker with the flicker and takes down Zausen. Not Zausen, Meteor here, which just a sliver of HP away from being taken down, has to be forced back to the base. The turret shield is down. Here comes Lancelot. Respect gets the knock-up, takes a bunch of damage, still surviving, but not for too long. Nada is there, and he will get falling down, but he will take down while he gets taken down. So that's gonna be a 3-for-1 trade, still in the favor of LCF.
Just look at how they are forming themselves, literally giving Seramun the bot lane advantage here, allowing him to farm himself here, and at the top lane they are pressuring the lane already here. If Dada can open himself up a little bit with a few hits, he can secure the first tier turret, but not a chance for them to do it as everyone decided to go back. And from the side of IGN, of course, rotation is going to be necessary, and the way Team LCF, it is so hard to understand how they just copied up so well in a blink of an eye, and it was quite random. And Zausen, the way the AOG land, it was really good, but they are still squishy in the early phase of the game here. Even a Gato, even a Lapu, even a Glue is squishy, but not that squishy, but squishy against a first tier turret. Maybe that is why those kind of mistake is coming from the side of IGN, but Team LCF doesn't lack even a single time, even though there are lots of mistakes being made right now. It is again LCF who already catch them up, but when it comes to the gold lead, after securing those first and second turtle, LCF are the one, of course, who are going to lead. I mean, Team IGN.
Yeah, I mean, IGN are with the lead, but a bit slight lead, you know, it can be covered up with the next team fight. The turtle will be up. Objective number 3 onto the map, but again, another engage onto the mid lane. A lot of damage onto his Respect. He gets taken down. Here comes the blazing duet from Aaron, the creator. He will gun down one, and still Rich trying to take more members down. He will find one more. LCF, they're trying to fight back here, but there's a mounted glue onto his Armoon. He cannot survive, but here comes Abi with the Blazer called Crimson Beacon. Aggressively played. He will take down Witch again. 3 members down. 2 from the side of IGN, and they might find one more. Aaron there to take down Nabi, who was completely isolated from his team. The turtle fight has not really even begun. It was just a small engage that turned into a full-fledged team fight, and finally Team IGN are making their advances towards the turtle. So 3 turtles given to the side of Team IGN without any kind of fight or 50-50 retribution here.
And of course, Team LCF, if we just think on the bright side for them, for all the fans out there, Team LCF are the kind of team who would literally just give away all the turtle, but instead decided to go for the turret instead, because the turret can't spawn anyway, isn't it? The turret, if you take it, it won't spawn again, but the turtle, it can spawn again up to 3 times, and that is the kind of plays LCF would like to make. But right now it is an equalizer when it comes to the turret particularly, but the Lord is going to come up. Maybe this time LCF might like to play it a little bit more serious, I should say, or think it straight. But look at here, they tried to play themselves. It was more like a false around, teasing themselves each other. 2 ultimate skill is already being bait out, but at the same time IGN also just sacrificed 2 ultimate skills. So in the end we have to go for those safe plays, such as making sure you get the right items before the upcoming Lord is there, your land is synced perfectly, and of course making sure that your jungler level it up according to the level of your opponent jungle. But Rudy is going straight into the backline.
Oh, he finds a Tsunami Slam, but purifies it out. Which will still survive. Andy wanted to go in, but the back line is going to be important because Rudius gets taken down. And Respect finds that kill. 3 members so quickly down from side of Team LCF, IGN. They're all members up, and they have the advantage. The goal lead, which was just 1k a few minutes ago, is at a staggering 4k now. And it's just going to increase more, and they might find a turret first here in the mid lane. The other ones have already been taken down, and this will open up a lot of map. And you know what, Malsam, you were mentioning that Team LCF, they're really good at the late game. They give up the early advantage because they're really good at slowing down the game. And Team IGN, they're really playing fast pace, right? They're going for the pickoffs, they're answering back the aggression the way, and you can see that's why they are in lead of the items too here.
And talking about the item here, although they are the one losing for the time being, Dada, okay, Nathan particularly, he gets a total of 6,200 gold even at the losing side, and at the winning side it is Cloud, that is Aaron the Creator with the 7,000. Oh wait, what just happened there? The Tsunami Slam does land it, but AOG!
Oh, AOG IGN, the 3 members, and here comes the entire cavalry from the side of IGN. They're finding each and every one out here. There was a mounted from blue, but here comes the blazing druid along with the puncture and the thorn rose. The Ranmoon survives for a little bit long, but not for too long. And here goes with the Phantom Execution, finding the wipeout on LCF. IGN, they are in charge of this game. They're in charge of this lot too.
All this gold, and when it comes to all this gold, it is again IGN who are dominating this LAN qualifier. They know that they have to win this LAN qualifier and to advance to the LAN event directly. Not even a single chance, not even a single flinch is being made in this game entirely. It is already a solid 7,000 gold difference. Although LCF might be the one who are at the late game boss, they have to keep an eye on that gold difference, as this gold difference, the barrier, if it gets larger and larger, it wouldn't be that easy. And for Dada, particularly the Nathan, he can literally save himself with those time travel thingy, but right now he needs the wind chant, and without the wind chant, and even if he gets the wind chant, he won't supply enough damage for his allies. That is why at the side of LCF things doesn't turns out really well. The goal difference is just 3,000 now. The only way they could do is try and find their very best. They won't win the fight now, but at least with the help of the turret they might be able to turn things around. Look at here, the Lord already charged in.
The Lord charging in onto the mid inhibitor, and they find the inhibitor too. Again, you can see Team LCF, they're trying their best to deflect the Lord, to get to the turret side, so get some HP down. But okay, Aaron, they find him out of nowhere, and he gets taken down, and that's the first time they find a very prime target here. Aaron was somebody you should not be letting get taken down so easily, and this really reduces the power, the firepower of Team IGN. But they find a stun on towards Rudius, and they want to just keep poking them down. Do not let them come any more further. But that, can you do that? There's come the flicker play, but the Purify will save Wish. But they find a lock on to Mirio. Here comes the damage. The AOG onto towards members. Rudius get taken down. Lancelot finds Dada, and Antine gets taken down too. Mirio with a double. Here comes a chase from Lancelot. He gets picked up, and now he's still trying to kite away the fight. But the Phantom Execution gets avoided, gets immune, not really immune, but he gets out of the harm zone with the help of the Crimson Beacon. But here comes the more dashes. Abhi Asuna is completely isolated, and that's the end of road for him. The bot lane inhibitor gets cracked open. It's just a Moon waiting for the inevitable, but he will be getting joined by Rudius, finally coming back from the dead timer. But what's coming back more is going to be the members from Team LCF to defend the coming waves, and they need to just hold on to a few seconds longer here for the Lord to spawn and for their advantage to be again back up.
And right now, IGN are just so ready for any kind of flash. If you want to start up anything, but we don't see that one Aaron, don't worry, those Natalia stack up. But still, IGN, when it comes to a 4v5 fight also, see, literally the fight what just actually happened, it was just so intense. The hype casting level coming out from Shinryu might take you away into the other part, but what you literally miss out is that LCF were literally a 5-man member standing there, but for the side of IGN, they were just 4 men who were going for the disengagement. But again, with the Rudius incredible flicker plays, going for the Tsunami lane, which doesn't scared of that thing because he knows that the roamer won't execute him at any cost. Even if anti dives in, he can still use his second skills or maybe literally outplays them. That is what actually Witch was doing. He was so patient, and the moment he activated the Tsunami Slam, activated the Purify, and turned that fight totally into a chaos, and everyone was targeting the Mirio, the glue already, giving IGN the chance to go to the backline, literally tear apart the formation of LCF. And that is why we say gold is gold, and that gold is shining really bright inside of IGN. The gold difference is just 2,000 gap right now, and talking about 2,000 gap, it is so close to the 10k gold gap. That is what we meant to say. And IGN, everyone is ready, the spells are ready, the skills are ready, so is Rudius with the conceal plays.
They're ready with the conceal play. They will clear out the Lord too, but here comes the knock up, and he will be instantly trying to reflect it with the AOG, not really there, and Trophy being used, and the AOG has to be forced out, but not for too long. He gets taken down, Abi picks him up, and again,
Dada.
he gets taken down. Dada still trying to outplay all that. Respect gets stuck there, and Dada will be happy to gun him down. 3 members down from the side of team IGN. They really tried to push that too much without having that Lord up there, because the Lord got cleared out, and I feel, you know, this is the power spike for Team LCF. Dada is finally online.
And the power spike of the tallest ML MOBA 5v5 player that we have in India as well. But the plays coming from LCF, that was a total change that we have just seen, and the burst damage from that Nathan, absolutely amazing, and that was a big reaction from Aaron as well. But what just happened? Okay, Dada, that was okay, the damage was just okay, it was just so high.
Oh, no.
And right now the goal difference doesn't matter for this team. What matters is how you make those plays, how we make those fight impactful, and the Lord is going to spawn within 1 minute and few seconds only, and the goal difference, it doesn't matter at all right now for the side of LCF. They are ready for the fight, they are ready for the challenge, and even if Dada is being marked, even if they try to pick him off, B is there for the protection, Sarah Moon is for the protection, and for Rudias, he is just all about going for the dive in, being the sacrificial lamb. And here comes the concealed plays, although no one is here, but getting those position, getting those micro play advantage might help them easily secures the second turtle. And it doesn't look like none of the team are at the losing side, but this Lord fight is going to make a big impact. And just in case you do not know, the tournament that you are watching right now is the MEX FEAI Grand Fest Season 1. And when we say Grand Fest, it means a multiple gaming tournament where not just one game, a multiple gaming tournament is going to be held. And also the LAN event, it is going to be played in Mizoram Aizawl Arden Trauma Hall on 16, 17 and 18 October. If you guys ever have a plan to come and watch, I mean, don't just plan it, you must be here. So cut your ticket in advance. And by the way, just in case you do not know, today in Mizoram itself, our respected Prime Minister Modi had come and open up the railway station, so you can even book the flight ticket or maybe even the train ticket, so that you can watch the LAN event. A perfect moment, a perfect time for the transportation as well. But the Lord is going to come up. Why don't you warm yourself up, because Shinryu, this is going to be legendary.
Yeah, this is neat. This is the most important Lord fight for both these teams. LCF, they do not have the luxury of those inhibitors, whereas IGN, they have the luxury of this team fight. They can't force out the Lord 50-50, but respect finds the retribution, but they will find respect. Dada is already online, they already know that, and they will find a push. You can see they're chasing down the members of Team IGN, and what can they do? They have to succumb to their fate, but they're just trying to hold on for a bit longer. The waves are crashing down. The Lord is onto the mid lane. Dada is already onto it, and Thousand will find a save, but that cannot be said. Same for Aaron. He gets taken down, and the waves are back into the base of LCA, but here comes back the damage from Dada. Like you said, the damage is okay, and he has been steering the wheels for Team LCF, just like our sponsor CK Hyundai, and they want to go in. There comes the Tsunami Slam, also for which he did not have the Purify, but he has the Wind Chant, not the Wind Chant, the Freeze, the Winter Crown, but does it really matter? No, AOG just fought to the save a bit more time bot, but here comes 2 members. They're trying their best to clear out the waves. A lot of damage coming in, and Mirio will not be able to survive. Abi takes him down, and Respect trying his best to clear it out, but it won't be possible. LCF turn it around, turn the game to 0-1 towards their fate.
Victory!
And who is going to expect what just happened in this match number 1, game number 1? And talking about legendary, that is the legendary gameplay coming from the side of LCF. They might be crying, they might be suffering the early to the mid stage of the game, but once Dada reach his power spike, reach his snowball, boot won't be necessary, but rather than a boot, run for your life is what IGN can only do for themselves right now. No more boots, even a Winchan is in there. He's just so confident. If someone tries to go to him, he would literally burst him off, giving them a hard time, and that's the kind of play that is coming right from the side of LCF. And oh my gosh, do you believe what you are seeing? I am not believing what I am seeing just now. Of course, the match would be legendary, but I thought that the game was over for LCF already, and you know, we can just skip it to that game number 1 and go to game number 2 already. But LCF again proving themselves that they are the best team in 2024, and 2025 is still in the present state. They might like to prolong it eventually, but with that being said, that is all for game number 1. The players doesn't want to take a rest yet. They want to go straight in back to game number 2, make those high play, and of course we are already in the drafting stage.
Yes, we are really quick. The intense moment, the momentum of this game had been shifting so much. It's more like a pendulum at this point, right? I mean, one moment you see Team IGN winning those team fights, and the next moment, out of nowhere, the other comes with the pedal on the gas just full to the max. You know, the 6th gear from 1 to 6 in no moment, and he takes the charge, he takes the game, and Team LCF, when Dada is online, they take the game too. So that's what you just witnessed here, ladies and gentlemen. Team LCF, they have the lead here. They have the ticket to the land much more closer than Team IGN can possibly. But again, like we have been mentioning from the beginning, these are two titans. These are two giant teams. You cannot count them out, never, because you know what? IGN has a very long-standing history towards them, and that history does not come with just one player. It just keeps on getting more solidified with the newer generation joining, and this is the latest generation that you're watching of Team IGN, and they are here to bring glory to their name. So we need to witness how will they find a comeback in this series. They're already trailing by 1, but again, they can find a comeback here. But the draft, like we mentioned here last game too, it was a bit very less late centric, let's just say, because the early game was not really in their advantage, whereas IGN, they had the early game really in their grasp, right? And that's what they took advantage of. And the point that I mentioned too, right? Team LCF, they're really good at slowing down the game. They're ready for the late game anytime, because the way they play around Dada, the goal-centric gameplay, or the MM-centric, the marksman-centric gameplay, where he becomes the hyper carry in the late, is really what steers them through, you know, a lot of tough situation here, Malsum.
Payback.
And you know what, Rudius, even if you pick a Purify, he can still find ways to make the Kalia works. It is just so hard to understand how he play. Like, his micro level is just so high. I think most of us wouldn't notice it because we are eyeing on so much on the damage dealer every time, because the damage dealer, they are the spotlight every time. But come on, the way Rudius was just doing it is just so much. He goes in, he take all those damage, he heal himself up, he heal his allies, he goes for the tsunami slam, they purify it, it fails, but that purify, they know that he wouldn't bring it anyway, then decided to, you know, like whoever comes in, they would turn that guy into a sacrificial lamb, and that's what they do, LCF. That's how they turn things around. But LCF, they can't celebrate because IGN were total in control of the early to the mid stage of the game. Even if IGN doesn't pick the cloud there particularly, what if they go for heroes? Like, maybe this might be a troll or a joke, but don't take it seriously. But let's just say, like, what if they pick hero like Layla, for example? It is going to be more like a late game insurance, isn't it? IGN, the late game insurance isn't so good. That is why they were getting punished in the late stage of the game. So IGN, they need to get a proper late game as well, and so is the mid lane to the mid game to the early phase of the game to be balanced. And with that being said, the drafting stage for the first banning section is complete. Again, a Hayabusa respect ban out, and straight up Seramun without waiting for a single second picks the LAN slot. And for this side of IGN, can we expect... No, I don't want to see Yi Sun-shin from neither of the team. Not saying that Yi Sun-shin is bad or something, but I am expecting something else. Like, Yi Sun-shin, he might be good, he might be the meta, but I don't favor him particularly.
Guided by lantern's light.
Why does it feel like they're just, you know, changing the draft? Like, they just changed sides here, right? And right now they're changing the draft. Last game, IGN, they picked up the LAN slot at the first game. Wait, what? Hey, this is a deja vu here, Malsum. Believe me or not, we're just watching the same thing, just a simulation happening once again here, right?
Yep.
And I do like the combination. There's a lot of mid control with the Brethren as well as the Zushin, right? They have a lot of taunt, a lot of sustain, as well as a lot of CC control, crowd control that is going to be available for them. However, the mid lane damage really gets reduced exponentially when they do not have a very strong damage. And the early game, that's where they struggle, right? They do not have a very good damage into the mid lane. They struggle the early game. Yes, they they can sustain the late game or the mid to late game where they get the items, but I feel a lot of the fights they are decided in the early game. However, that cannot be said same for Team LCF. They are like maybe monsters, man. But oh man, this is a monstrous combination coming in. The ultimate slowdown combination. You know, the Eve plus the Hylos, the slowdown upon slowdown.
Yep, the slowdown might be there, but you know, IGN are well prepared for this upcoming lineup. Although the Fredrin might be slowed down a lot by this Eve particularly, and also the Jujin might somehow have a hard time in the mid lane, but they are not going to face each other for the mid laner. It is all about clearing the lane, and of course, if there's the roamer, it is going to be a quick clear. We can leave that part, but particularly if you are going to talk about the slowing Phantasm, or I do not know how you say it, but they get Mirio. Mirio is going for his Arlot, and you know what Arlot do? If you are slowing us down, and if we can't reach you, I have my final slash and I will bring you straight into our front line, and then there's going to be respect. It is respect, Fredrin. You have to respect that one, and maybe why not respect the Fredrin instead might be better, but let's see here. It's a Gato being banned instead, and of course the banning section for the banning duration for the Fredrin might be over, and it is again a Phobias, a great choice. Lapu might be valid, but I really favor the Esmeralda's mail coming out from the side of S.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I feel, you know, you did mention the final slash can really bring the members closer towards the team, but that final slash cannot really displace the Eve, right? Once she uses the ultimate, there's only a suppress skill that can cancel her out, and they don't have any suppress so far. I feel that's gonna be a problem, because if you think about the longer term, the poke damage that is available from Team LCF on towards the mid lane, it's gonna be really important for them to have that control, not only during those team fights, not only during the turtle fights, but mainly during those rotations that are happening around the map. And like we talked about in the last game too, if the rotations are cut off, the information, the intel around the map reduces again. So these small things are going to be really important, because these teams, they fed on information. They need those information to go for the engage, to know when they want to go for the fight. But once again, they are denying the Gatotaka and are also denying the Harith. So both these heroes, you know, are really signature picks for the members of Team IGN's EXP laner as well as the gold laner, or the EXP actually the roamer as well as the gold laner. So they know what to ban, and the same goes for Team IGN too, right?
Oh no. Right now, IGN, they are taking it really serious, those late game plays. And right now, we are going to see the Moskov coming from their side. But do keep in mind that Dada might like to pick the Nathan again, and just look at those hero here. If he get the wind gent, it is just going to be so effective this time. But I think he would like to go for the burst damage against it, maybe taking those Purify. We do not know, but he might know. But it's Aaron the creator with his Moskov. He creates the game, and he even create the ways to the victory now. I can celebrate for the side of LCF for those epic kind of changes gameplays to come from their side, as we are going to see their very most comfort hero, especially from the side of the IGN. But here comes, Beer Chicks, and it is going to be empty with the Yuzong. No more domination. Now LCF are up to the challenge. If you dominate us so bad, just like that in game number 1, we can do it the same thing in game number 2. We are going to pressure you a lot, and not only that, just watch this. We are going to make your side laner get one heck of a punishment, and this is just going to be so interesting here. I wish I could get a substitute. I mean, I want to be out of here. I want to watch this privately shout on top of my mouth. I mean, from my throat. I don't know.
Well, you know what? This game is gonna be again a very amazing matchup. The composition is so great. Team LCF, they are so team fight heavy. Oh my god. They go in from 14 here with the help of the Matilda, who can give more shield and more HP with the already existing draft that was from the side of Team IGN. But again, really different kind of gameplays might be shown from both these teams. Team LCF, they want to play for this objective control as well as for the late game, where they can really win this team fight, whereas Team IGN, they want to play for the fast rotation, this fast pick off too sometimes, and maybe really get this game to an early end, which they could not do in the last game, and that's why they struggled really. they went to the point where the Nathan was online, and he clearly wiped out the entirety of Team IGN.
If you get the chance, why not maximize it, isn't it? And that is what we have just witnessed in game number 1. But this game number 2, LCF, the Pressure, they are up for the vibe check, and so is Adrian Fredrin. I mean, when it comes to Fredrin and it is respect, this is going to be really hard, but I can't guarantee who is going to win yet, as it is of course IGN and LCF. And taking the chance here, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Land of Dawn, as you are watching the MEX FEI Grand Fest Season 1 in the MOBA 5v5 category. And talking about Grand Fest, we have to repeat it again and again just in case you lost the track, because this Grand Fest means it is a multiple gaming tournament where not just one games such as MOBA 5v5 here itself, BGMI, FC for both the mobile and PC version, Dota 2, and of course where all the gamers start blooming, that is chess for the board game in the LAN, and of course for all those who are wherever you are, which state you are, maybe even a foreign, I do not know, you can even play the online chess. And tonight in this table, this is none other than myself, like nothing to say much special about me, just Malsom. But at the main desk, at the special table, we have the qualified for the LAN guy. It's Shinrai Yu.
The decks cannot be ever special without you out here, Malsum. Let me just get that clear. But again, hey, it's a great opportunity for us to cast this game. Both these teams have an equal chance, but I feel LCF, they have the better chance at it to qualify for the LAN. They are at the more close point here to get this game. It was 2-0 clean sweep and qualify instantly for the LAN and make themselves appear at the LAN event that's going to happen in Aizawl, Mizoram. So be there quickly, book your tickets, be present there, because the main fun or the main entertainment of the game only comes when you watch it live, ladies and gentlemen. This does not happen every year, so grab your ticket now, book your ticket now, and be present there. But again, what you need to watch right now would be this game. As you can see, as it has already unfolded, Team IGN, and they're trying to find some vision around the map to locate the members before this first turtle take already happens here. LCF, they're already starting it off. They find an engage onto Versailles and taking a lot of damage, but Witch, 2 simultaneous engage, gets chunked to 50% HP, not even 50, 30% HP here, which has to retreat back. But here they find respect. He gets zoned out, a lot of members getting there, and the Art of them drop down to zoning coming out, but the retribution will seal the deal for Team LCF. AOG, not the AOG, but the SOD gets used. However, there's no commitment. He knows that that fight will not really begin anytime soon, so he just will farm the bot lane. But for the teams, they go back for the retreat here.
The priority coming from the side of LCF was really on that turret for that, the turtle for that particular, and it was a success for now. And let's see how IGN keep it up, and lots of respect is coming to Witch, particularly the way they set it up. It was literally a mid setup, making sure that the Witch won't be there around during those turtle fight, and literally Anti, even though he doesn't use the Petrify yet, literally going straight into him, diving into him, zone him off, using the Black Dragon form, using the Dragon Dance right in front of him, and then a B with all those poking, forcing Witch to be away. Is already a handicap match, a handicap turtle fight happening there. And of course going straight to the respect while he was clearing the lizard, and it was a 3-man, is in the 3-man, literally locking him. Even if Miru find ways to use the final slash and lock at Seramun, there is no way Team IGN could even participate for the turtle. And I should say that is a great management coming from the side of LCF. And also talking about the management here, look at how the rotation, the macro plays is being made here.
A good cancel out coming in from Zausen to help his gold laner survive for a bit longer. Here comes the rest of the troop from Team IGN. They're slowly making way. However, the fight had not really continued out there, so they really want to just go back towards the man of the map. Here comes the pickup onto Vesuvius, but nothing much happening. IGN know they do not have enough damage to burst down the tanky member, so they really need to put their bets on towards the gold lane. That's going to be Aaron, the creator, farming his items. He needs the Trinity to come online, and until and unless he comes online, I think a lot of these team fights might be just a contest for this noodle objectives and a bit control around the map. However, with the second turtle coming up here, Malsum, you can already see Aaron, the creator, really playing aggressive with the lane given to him freely. And LCF, they will start the turtle off Yes, Respect is out there, but he might get zoned out. Zhaozen trying to open up the map. Here comes Dragon, and he does get the stun, but the AOG, not the AOG actually, every time it's the SOD, connecting on towards Abi, forced to cancel out the RWM. There goes the circling Eagle, first blood on towards Mirio, and he finds the kill. Respects finds the turtle, the steal, and here goes a good trade-off from both the teams, but they're getting zoned out here. You can see Rudy is really trying his best to junk the HP down for Respect. However, the same was done by Anti up top, wants to switch, so they do not find any more kills or trades up here, but they need to be content with whatever they find on the map. But bot lane, gold laner versus gold laner, 1v1, but force the flicker out from Haran the Creator to survive, and that's a heavy resource already being out, and the information has already reached Team LCF.
And good, yes, literally providing the exact position they need here, informing everywhere where they are. Respect forcing out. They know that they can't burst him out, but if they chase it out right now, of course, okay, he's going to get the free space here and trying his best to tear apart that first tier turret, but Zhaozen just right on time protecting Aaron the Creator, and it looks like it is going to be a free lane tier for now. And Respect even rotates it right now. Bot lane doesn't look so good. It is best to call for that team fight as a off aboard the mission. And at the EXP lane side here, it is Anti and Miro playing those peaceful plays, and even if they want to fight a little bit longer, it is going to be literally one heck of a long fight while your allies are going to need you. I guess it is best you just go for the lane tier. This is a smart choice, but look at here, bot lane is going to be a free first tier turret given to the side of LCF. Turtle can spawn within a few seconds. A lot of action can be made, but it is best to hold it down. You know why? This match might be somehow slow. You won't see much fight, as this is already the match point for Team LCF. If they win, they advance to the lane straight up. No more freezing, no more holding them down anymore. And for the side of IGN, they need to find their way back so that they can go to the deciding match.
Uh-oh, here comes the RWM plus the Black Dragon just to take down the first tier onto the mid, and they will just do that and instantly go back to the side of the map, and the next turtle will be up here, Malsum, soon. I think both the teams will try to find some kind of control around the turtle pit here.
They need to make the plays for now. Respect pointing out multiple hero, but he got choked up, and the final slash.
Whoa! Final slash onto us too, but too much HP to chunk down. And Respect, he wants to go back for the turtle. He's trying for a 50-50, but it's gonna be Sarar Moon finding the retribution here, securing the third turtle of the game. 2 for 1 turtle so far. Team LCF, they're on to the lead here.
Imagine how much discipline is happening in this game, particularly. Of course, we are seeing brutal plays, we are seeing lots of damage change, and of course the outplay, especially Abi when literally everyone was marking in that early phase of the game when he flicks it out, he clutch himself out, all those sidestep, all those micro plays, and lots is yet to come. This is of course Team LCF and IGN. It is going to feast our eyes, even though to be honest this is going to be a boring match. Of course it can't be boring when it is them is in it. It is still 1-0 when it comes to the killing section. Just look at the scoreboard up there. It is just 1-0. Imagine, this is a tournament and it is still a 1-0. That much discipline plays has been made. And just in case you think that they are just playing passive, no action is there, actually there were lots of action happening around. It is just that both teams are playing it so well, so good. Their micro skill are top notch. They always find ways to survive, and of course this mid fight might be interesting because they would like to dive in a little bit deeper. But look at the top lane here around the Creator all by himself.
And they need to give him some vision, some protection too, some peeling. And like you mentioned, this is a really high macro game, high mechanical game coming in. Both the teams, they know what is on the line and they do not want to lose the sight or the ticket for it. And of course, this is going to be a really slow-paced game because this is going to be a fight for the objective. It's not going to be for the kills. It's not going to be for those, you know, this insane amount of scoreboards or the skill counts onto the score back. But again, there comes the dive onto the purple buff. The retribution does not get used so far. They still are holding on to the retribution, knowing fully the Lord will be up in about just 5 to 6 seconds here. So they need to just keep that in check, as well as the fact that they need to get this Lord secured for their side. But once again, you're watching two great beauties, two beautiful teams fighting for that ultimate glory. It's going to be two titans here, so this is going to be expected from both the sides.
Looks like for the side of LCF, the smell of free lord is blooming quite a lot here. Although the SOD does pops up there isn't much you can do as it's a javelin that just goes straight up, isn't it? Oh, my screen just got black. I'm so sorry for that one if I miss anything. It's 1-0 and the objective is of course secure by side of LCF. And to be honest, LCF won't burst that lord unless they know the positioning of Moskov. You know why? Because Moskov, while he was clearing the bot lane, somehow respect. He was visible in the map, and knowing that respect isn't allowed, they decided to burst it down, going straight to the lord. And yeah, they just look at LCF. None of them are using their ultimate skills as well, allowing them to save their spells, their skills, so that they can give an impactful fight. And with a one good push, they could go and extend up to securing an inhibitor, or maybe, I'm not sure, but there's a slight chance that they might able to end the game with all these slow movements, slow skills that they can provide here. But Rudia's got lots of HP being chucked down here. The Glorious Pathway will heal him up. Revitalize still there. That is somehow more like a guarantee here. But look at here, Glorious Pathway being activated already, but the Lord is going to be passed away. The minion wave are still strong. Fight extends.
And he gets stuck on the turret and get gunned down. Mirio will find a shutdown onto us himself, and you can see, right, there's a 1-for-1 trade for both the teams, and they're still going in. They know that Aaron the Creator is finally on, and all of damage after Trace is trapped gets completely negated by the side of Team LCF, and they just find a 1-for-1 trade, but the top lane inhibitor will get opened up with that Lord push. And mind you, ladies and gentlemen, Team LCF, they have a good wave clear, whereas Team IGN, they do not have the luxury of that. Yes, they do have Aaron the Creator for the wave clear as well as Twitch, but it's not the fastest wave clear that they can opt for, whereas Team LCF, they can really push in quick with the clear that they have here.
The game looks really favoring the side of Lakshmi Chitfan by now. Look at top lane here with just a First Lord, while the Holy Guard are still activated, can secure it. And right now, IGN, although the gold lead wouldn't matter that much for this team particularly, like both the teams here, but the draft, just look at the heroes that they are having. The heroes are the ones who are making big factors, and so is their micro plays. And right now, the next lord is going to spawn within 40 or something second here. And top lane, even if they don't clear it anymore, then LCF can literally, LCF can literally slow push themselves, and this enhance the bulky minions, the holy minions, we can even call it, are going to slow push it anyway, even if you give a Julian straight up. That is how much advantage they are having on side of LCF. And also the small details for all those teams, for all those junior teams, if you want to grind it up, when you are leading, just do what LCF are doing. They secure all the jungle creeps from the side of IGN, and they are freezing the lane, meaning they are not clearing the lane anymore. And see, IGN are coming out, and once they come out with a great potion, they can literally punish them, and that is exactly what they are doing here. And they going and activating the Dragon Dance.
There comes the RWM locking down Aaron the Creator. The final slash from Mirio finds a lot of members here and down connects the SOD. But again, they want to push in their advantage. They go in and they find Dada, which with the shots laning onto his Dada. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen, that's the target they were looking for, because with him down, the firepower, like I have been mentioning since the last game, will reduce, because Dada is the one who pulls the trigger here, and without him, the gun is not really available for Team LCF, and the Lord is gonna be the contest here. However, the level difference can be a really important factor for both the sides here, Malsum.
It was actually more like a bait. Moskov, particularly in the counter engagement coming from the ice side, it was pure micro, I should say here. But look at here, Sartling Eagle being activated already, going around.
Going around, and they will find a lot of HP onto us. Rudius is being chased down, and the fire, and the Creator finds the SOD down body, finds Hobby 2, and a double kill. And just like our team, LCF, they're finding themselves completely in shambles. And down goes Santi, which finds him Surround Moon still there, but a lot of damage onto us. Same forced to use the Phantom Execution to get back, but which will find him down. Back comes Dada, but he's all by himself. He goes for the full damage out here to clear out the waves, but it's not enough. Here comes the Nibiru's Passion, but they want to just push. He's low on HP, he's out of bullets here. Only what he has is gonna be a few more bullets. There comes Rudy is back from the death timer, and Team IGN know they cannot push further their lead, so they will go for the discipline route for the Lord. But can they burst it down before the rest of the team of LCF are back up?
I am not sure what I'm seeing right now, but I should say this is one type of match that we should miss here. But look at Lord is being burst out already.
Oh, Aaron again goes in with the wind of nature, but against Abhi, it's not gonna work. Here comes Anti with the Black Dragon. Abhi finds the double kill, and this is just a complete turnaround from what you watched last time. And there comes the guiding wind from Thousand to save it down, but the Vinian waves, IGN, they did find the Lord, but can they find a defense here? They do not have the members, and Team LCF, they do not have the minions. They just have Cannon minion out here, but will it be enough? Will it be in for Team IGN? No, Rudy's get taken down onto the hands of which the waves are finally back. They're trying really best to clear it out. Sarar Moon and the rest of the troop, they're locking in the base. Triple kill for which, but Dada still hitting the base, and LCF will be the first team here in the MEX FEAI Grandfest 1 to qualify for the LANs and proceeding for that glory and more closer to the ultimate prize.
Oh my gosh. We are seeing that, right? I am not dreaming. That is what we are seeing right now, guys. This is the Sweet Stage LAN qualifier, and oh my gosh, time after time, play by play, turn by turn as well. They just keep on dominating each other around again. And it is so hard to tell who is going to win. Of course, IGN secures the Lord, but it is again in the NLCF with that just siege minion, just a single minion, helping them push deeper, helping them, allowing them to open up the base of IGN a little bit, and the next wave utilizing it dead, taking turns, hitting the damage from that crystal, secures a 2-0 solid and advance to the LAN. Congratulations to LCF and of course IGN. They are not eliminated from this tournament yet. They are going to be back in 16, isn't it? No, it's 15. So hoping to see all the IGN fans again as they are going to grind one more time really hard so that they can advance to the LAN event. And with that being said, that is all for this match 1 particularly, as match 2 is going to start within a few minutes. So guys, you go for your needs, you call your friends, because this second match is going to be Polaris Esport going up against Team Zohan. 3. Hello everyone, welcome back to the MEX FEAI Grand Fest Season 1 in the MOBA 5v5 gaming category. And right now, starting off with a quick ban section, or we can even say a pause, but it's alright as both teams decided to go for a match restart, it seems. So, we'll be back in the GF because we just need some kind of checkup, guys. So, we'll be back very soon. Don't worry, just a few checkup. Sorry for those intense just lockdown thingy happening. Hello everyone, we are officially back for this match number 2, and it is going to be Team Zohan going up against Team Polaris Esport, and this is game number 1 for this match number 2. And yes, this is going to be really interesting. And just in case you do not know, the tournament that you are watching right now is the MEX FEI Grand Fest Season 1 in the MOBA 5v5 category in this esport festival. And yes, when we say the esport festival, it doesn't mean only the MOBA 5v5, it means multiple gaming tournaments such as the BGMI, FC for both mobile and PC, chess, even the board game and the online, Dota 2, and etc. Especially in the LAN event, we are going to have arcade game, and I mean, we are not going to open up all those things because we want you to experience in the LAN event. So if you ever have a plan to come to Mizoram and even witness this Grand Fest, you can cut your ticket for your flight or maybe your train, which is just opened recently in Mizoram for 16, 17, and 18 October. And of course, it is going to be at Ardeng Trauma Hall, Mizoram, Aizawl. And yes, last but not the least, this tournament cannot be a success without our great sponsor, that is the CK Hyundai, our internet partner, Next Gen. And this tournament is collaborated by Don't Say Esport. And of course, when it comes to any MOBA 5v5 tournament, we have Vista Games, who powered us, who is always there to wake us up. And yes, guys, right beside me, myself, Malsom, is none other than the guy who qualified for the LAN event as the caster, who not only show how hard he worked, who proved himself by his skills, Mr. Shinryu.
You should.
Thank you so much, sir. I mean, Mr. Malsam here, but yes, I will also give a big shout out to him as well, because I feel a lot of this hard work is also inspired from his end, because he has been tirelessly working behind the scene for the success of this tournament. And also it cannot be without him that this tournament can come to a grand success. But again, like you mentioned, you're watching the MEA x FEAI Grand Fest 1, ladies and gentlemen, and this is going to be the second match of the night. And the first game is already between Team LCF taking on against Team IGN, getting a clean sweep 2-0 victory and getting the first qualifier spot for themselves to the LAN tournament. And there will be only 8 teams qualifying, and they will be surviving this online stages. So the first one is already down, and we need to witness among these 2 teams which one will be the second team to qualify for the LAN. And this is going to be onto the blue side. It's going to be Team Zohan, of course, already done with the banning section and now going for the picking stage. And on towards the red side, that is going to be your right side, is going to be Team Polaris Esports, waiting for the first pick to be done for the side of Team Zohan, so that they can get some good trade-off. But the 1-1 can be a really good opener from the side of Team Zohan's draft. I feel like their composition might be centered around the 1-1 a lot more here, so they need something to shut down the 1-1. And even the this heroes which are really good in the matchup for the goal lane are open. Pretty much the Irthel, the Brody, and even the Glint can really give a hard time to this 1-1 pick here, Mansum.
Of course, Clint It is a great choice. And also, talking about 1-1 for the Tlink counter particularly, I really like that part as well because for 1-1, she would like to dash around, going straight to the backline or maybe playing the aggressive unless the skill 1 land perfectly at Tlink. Tlink can literally punish him non-stop. And also, if 1-1 try to approach her a little bit deeper, even using the Inspire, Tlink can literally knock himself back using skills too. But however, for the side of Polaris Esport, they decided to play a little bit more like an out-range hero who can even compete with the 1-1 and who even have a great mobile just like her. It is going to be Yurski with Iritel and Aladdin picking this Gato. I prefer this one more like a flex pick than rather lock it down with the ROM straight away here. So let's just consider this one for the flex pick as it can literally utilize lots of things such as getting the crossbow tank from 1-1, which he can actually out-sustain in it after getting this revitalized, and the non-stop passive heal up. It can be really useful as well. And for the side of Zohan, we are seeing Dust Team is out going straight with his signature pick, which should say the MOBA Dust Team is out here. We are seeing Yi Sanshin, and of course it is going to follow up with an Arlot. Great 3 pick coming from the side of Zohan. It is 2 side laner, follow up with the Roamer, but still keep in mind that Arlot can even be flexed as well. For the side of Polaris Esports, since Yi Sanshin is going to be there, maybe picking out a LAN slot right away, or maybe the Hayabusa would be juicy here.
Absolutely. I think the Hayabusa might be a good addition towards their draft. They can mark down the 1-1-2 with the help of the Quad Shadow as well as the Shadow Kill. But it's really a skill matchup when it comes down to that. And yes, the Hayabusa really gets a hard time towards this YS. Is a really great scaling hero. He needs a lot of farm. He needs a lot of space to farm around the map. And with the assassins being active, I think it really gives him a very tough time to rotate freely or do what he wants to do freely. So this might be a very good opportunity for them to go for that hero, but no, instead they go for the Kadita. And believe me, in this entirety of this night so far, this is the first time I'm seeing the Kadita being open and getting picked so far. So I'm actually excited to see the Kadita being played here. But again, the draft so far here is really I would say a double carry coming in from the side of team Zohan, of course, whereas Team Polaris, they're going for a straight up burst damage as well as a lane winning matchup, and of course they have a flex hero. Second banning phase already here. The Lancelot gets banned, like you mentioned, should have been a good hero for the side of Team Polaris, but now denied, and the Zushin gets banned too. So really ticking the those boxes where the heroes are not yet picked for both the sides.
Maybe Zohan, it might be a best chance to ban the Hayabusa right now as well. To be honest, Lancelot is a really great hero against a Yi Senshin particularly, but to maximize the use of your jungler, your hyper hero, typically I would suggest many times to even pick a Hayabusa in this kind of scenario, and even in our lot, even if he goes for the tank build, it might be a great hero to burst him down using the Hayabusa. And of course, if you ask me, Hayabusa is a must ban, but rather than Lancelot being banned first, I would ban it first. But let's see, both the jungler is being banned out from the side of Zohan, that is Lancelot and Hayabusa, and from Polaris Esport, as you already say, a Hylos and a Jujin ban, okay. But right now, let's see what picks is coming up. Jujin ban, it opens up a lot for the side of Polaris Esport for this Phobias and Gato to extend deeper, no more getting knocked up, and also for the 1-1, they are the one who can bait it out, who can get the crossbow tank, and making sure that their damage dealer can deal more damage against those hero, obviously. And for Faden, it comes up with a Kagura, giving a hard time for this Katida particularly, and it is going to be family problem for the last pick. If he get this Tigreal, it is going to help them a lot, forcing out their opponent to use those Purify. But here comes the Minotaur. Who is, Minotaur? This is something quite shocking.
Absolutely, I was not expecting a Minotaur to be picked in because I felt they need something to lock on to the Irithel, but they need more to lock down Deoxys onto us. Not Deoxys, it's going to be Yurski onto us, the Fanny, right? There is no clear counter for the Fanny, and he might just have a free time cabling around, given the fact that he gets the early game farm as well as a bit more kills or assist where he can pressure the lanes or even the rotation a lot more coming in from Team Zohan. But really surprised with the Minotaur pick. Like, how is it gonna work? Maybe the question. Yes, there is an okay. I get the point now. You know what, Malsam? The Minotaur, he has a knockup, right? He has a first skill knockup, and then he has a ultimate knockup, right?
Yep.
And the more CC you have, the more stack the R-Lord gets. So the more stacks you get, the more fun time you'll have just gliding around those opponents. So that's a combination that you're going for here.
Oh. Thanks for the heads up, I should say, particularly. Actually, that was my role to make those pointer out. But yeah, thank you so much for that one. And also, what I just realized is that this Kadita is going to fly in, isn't it? So once the Kadita fly in, and before she decided to use those rough wave, if Minotaur lands it well with those stomp, can actually disable it, isn't it? So with that being said, that is going to be something that is being opened up from both sides, but why not you give a one good warm up and opening up intro for each and every one of us.
All troops deployed.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the drafts are loaded, the nerves are steady, but only one team walks away with the win. Let's see who's ready to dominate, and this is going to be the second match of the evening going up for Zohan versus Team Polaris. The first game here, of course, and right now you're watching the MEAX FEAI Grand Fest 1, and you know, this is where the legends collide, where there are going to be multiple games. This is a grand fest for a reason. It's going to be played among multiple games like the BGMI, MOBA 5v5, of course, FC on PC and mobile, chess, as well as Dota 2. So from clutch plays to chess checkmates, everything is going to be visible here. But again, my name is Shinri. I'm going to be casting this game alongside Mr. Malsam, who's going to be bringing the analysis, breaking the fights, breaking the game mechanics bit by bit, pieces by pieces. But again, both the teams, they really wanted to play the level 4 power priority out here. You can see they are really strong once they get the level 4. So I feel the early game, they might go for a little bit safer play. But once they get the level 4 Malsam, they will really go aggressive.
And talking about those micro plays here, we have just witnessed their Liam with those Kadita plays, knocking up Faden. To be honest, knocking up a Kagura using this Kadita is going to be one heck of a challenge, and their Delirium, okay, doesn't just knock up one time, even a multiple time is such a big thing already here, and both the mid lane are literally being slowed down each other, like Zohan are slowing down Polaris, and Polaris is slowing down Zohan mid laner, giving those two heroes to stay just like the previous game. But right now on the EXP lane side here, it looks like 456 is getting one heck of a beat up, and so is Deoxys recently, and right now Prime seems to have a slight gold lead when it comes to the landing phase as well. So if we are talking about the side lane, of course it is Team Zohan taking a slight lead here, but look at here, Penny swings around.
Oh, forces out the flicker from Family Problem. He needs to go back. Aguras just has the level 4, and Delirium, he wanted to go in. Delirium, he still wants to find the right members before he goes in. But again, 456, he joins the fight. They want to go for the turtle bit control. They want to get the vision control out here, prioritize this objective really over and quick. But again, there comes a Mountain Shocker, and the burst on towards Family Problem is taken down. There comes the final splash on towards the members of Polaris, but Fanny with the cable goes in, and Dusty Mizo gets shut down here onto the hands of 456, and Delirium, he'll find the kill on towards Win, and with that, Team Polaris, they are in control for the turtle here.
It is 3-0 kills coming from the side of Polaris Esport, and also a real disciplined play coming from them. They slowly pressure the side of Team Zohan, forcing them to extend a little bit. And of course, if you get a Kadita, no need to mark those squishy hero all the time, especially if it is a Kagura that can literally purify herself. Going straight into the hero like Minotaur doesn't get the rage mode is a really great choice. And at top lane, we are seeing Brewski, Deoxys, and Aladdin making those setup plays and literally punishing Prime and giving him a hard time to reach his prime state, obviously. And look at Film Problem get locked up. Minonian Fury even used on top of that Natalia. But right now, Polaris Esport are in charge of the game. Of course, Zohan are the best team to be confidently call it out, because they just proved themselves in many scenario. But looks like the smell of a new best Mizo team is coming right up. And also, in addition to that one, let's talk globally, I mean nationally, locally, in the entire India scenario. Team Zohan are at the top 7 mythic leaderboard as well. So let's see Polaris Esport, are they actually up for the chance? And right now they are doing it great. Let's see how long they can keep it up.
Yeah, they're against the Mountaineers team out here. They need to mount a lot before they can take down Zohan here. But again, Zohan, they're here for a challenge. There goes a Petrify combo on towards Family Problem, and fade in, and family problem gets bursted down. He could not even had the chance to use the flicker, and they're really marking him down. But once again, the top lane is going to be where this entirety of this lane pressure is going to be handled, because both the teams, they want to play for the goal-centric gameplay here. As you can see, Fanny just picked up the health pluses here, and 1-1 is actually a bit okay, doing like not so far from the gold, but it still needs to cover a lot here. Prime gets a little bit of vision on towards the Garud Kata. That's going to be Ala then, but again, he's pretty much safe, so we'll be farming so far here, Malsum.
Farming is quite necessary, but for the side of Polaris Esports, non-stop action is going to be there here. Going up with the rough wave, would this be a free kill? But look at the counter engagement!
Whoa. What a combination coming in! And AOG gets used, but will it be enough for them to survive? No, 4-5 is hitting in town. Ala then double can on towards Win. Paddy comes in, cables out. Irski knows cannot do much, so just goes for the defense. But okay, the intensity of that gameplay really was so top-notch that it forced us to go for a small pause here and just break down the team fight and just make sure the players have the best environment to play here, Malsum. But what a team fight here for Zohand.
Literally turn over that fight, those impact that Team Polaris Esports were actually building from the very beginning of the game. And to be honest, although Polaris Esports were leading that game in a 5-0, you know what, Zohan? There was only 1000 gold gap. Just 1000 gold gap in the 5 kills. Actually, even if Polaris Esports were doing it so great, Team Zohan with that one banger, literally get those equalizer gold as well. And also always use next-gen internet network so that you can get the most flexible internet is in it. And I hope that the team, the players even get sponsored maybe after this tournament particularly. But right now, since the players are having an issue, we need to make sure that the referee are taking care of their issue, each and every problem. And just in case there might be questions that arise, such as the pause. Regarding the pause here, why is a pause not called during a team fight and even before the team fight? It is clearly stated in the rules and regulation if you cannot call a pause during the team fight, because this is still the online phase. This is still the online phase. We are not seeing what actually is happening here. So during those kind of scenario, pause is not allowed. And also before the team fight breaks in, like before the team fight start, pause is not allowed as well. So after any scenario happen, pause is only allowed. So we need to clarify that one for each and every one of the viewers. And yes, this is Team Zohan going up against Team Polaris Esports. When it comes to the scoreboard, we might not showing the screen for now just to avoid some kind of unexpected scenario. But again, it is 3-5 when it comes to the kill, and it is already an equalizer. 14.2k from both the sides. Not a red been taken so far, but the first turtle falls under the hand of Polaris Esports already.
Yes, sir. And the second turtle is up, so Zohan, they definitely have the advantage. But for those who are joining in just now, you are watching the MEA x FEAI Grand Fest 1, and this is an amazing opportunity for you to witness a LAN happening right at the core of Mizoram. So don't forget to be present there. This is just the online phase, ladies and gentlemen. The teams are playing here to qualify for the LAN tournament, so they're trying their best. There are two teams currently battling it out here. It's going to be Zohunt versus Polaris Esports for the win, for the slot here to qualify for the next slot, meeting Team LCF, who has already qualified, and there are just 7 more slots left. So there are a lot of teams yet so far who are waiting for their slots as well. But first, this game needs to be completed. But again, this tournament wouldn't have been possible without our sponsor. That's going to be CK Hyundai, steering the hearts and the minds of the player so they can play a really amazing game here and show their best gameplay here. And of course, like my friend Malsum mentioned here, next gen giving the best internet connection they can, not only for the LAN but also across different places. So you should also watch out for your internet connection from them. And again, how can a tournament be possible without our powered partner? That's going to be, Vista Games, obviously MOBA 5v5 out here, so a big shout out to them as well. And of course, our collaboration partner is Dante Esports. And with that, the fast internet space as well as the driving fast here, we go to the match. This first game between both these teams, as you can see, Prime gets the top lane turret for first tier 1, and Zohan, they might find a turtle as well, completely free here.
It's a free turtle and giving up Zohan the chance to take control back into the game here. Polaris Esports are up for the challenge though, but that kind of small mistake, those minor mistakes, if they keep on letting happen it again and again, it turns into a major mistake and in the end can cost even their win. So we still have high hopes on the side of Polaris Esports, but do keep in mind that FEAI won't be that effective from the mid stage of the game, because there is Win with the Arlot and he's just going to fly straight into FEAI, giving it a hard time, and a Minotaur during a Minonian Fury phase, there ain't nothing you can do but look at that! That is Aladdin! That is a gato! And look at here, he wants more Win, he wants more, he wants to fight it longer, but no, that is enough, enough is enough, but are they going to do for anything? But no, nothing for now. It looks like a disciplined game for the time being, but just what we witnessed, even a roamer is going to be burst out instantly. That is the same thing Team Polaris Esports are doing, and right now Zohan are doing the same.
Oh, there goes a slash, and no! Oh my goodness, the final slash on the turret takes down Fanny. Yursky will not be there for the team fight, but oh, there goes Derelium with the stun, with the Petrify combination, but not really finding the damage necessary to take anybody down. But both the teams, they have accumulated a good amount of items here. Why don't you talk about it here, Malsum?
And yep, as already mentioned, Team Zohan seems to sorry for that one. It seems that Zohan seems to have the upper hand in this team fight for now. And for the side of Polaris, I am not sure. Oh, it might have lands on 3 heroes!
Yeah, exactly, and they take down 2 Faden with a double kill, and 4, 5, 6 still trying to give some damage on towards Win. Fanny, Yursky goes in, gets the shutdown on towards Win, but it's not really possible against Faden. The Umbrella Lady with the Yin Yang combination, making sure that the balance is maintained, and right now, Zohan, they're trying to balance this fight out, but a triple man knockup coming in for 4, 5, 6, still trying to find some space for Aladdin to clear that waves out, but the Mountain Shocker stun connects onto 4, 5, 6, and Faden takes him down with the help of the Umbrella, and Zohan are in charge of this turtle number 3.
Turtle number 3 seems to be a free turtle as well, and both the turtle for the second and the third one is easily secured by the side of Team Zohan. And also, let's not forget that how Zohan are preparing themselves for this drop hero selection particularly, but Final Slash is going to change again here, but this time AOG is going to be there to save Aladdin for the time being. Quick reaction, he can escape with skills too, and even if his allies are trying to protect him or try to help him little bit, it is only going to be Delirium with the Kateda Rough Wave, or maybe even the Petri. That is again, they got heroes like a Kagura, a 1-1 that can purify themselves. The draft doesn't favor Polaris Esports anymore, and it looks more wider and wider. 9-6, even mid lane first tier turret been taken, but that team is out. Oh, right into Natalia, but even if Natalia is being slain, he makes sure he gets the double kill on Deoxys. 10-6.
Absolutely, Deoxys could not really survive the damage. He's really ahead. Dusty Bezo, but no, Aladdin gets the weakness procced, and the Frostwolf Tongue Cam comes in, but not really enough to take him down. The final slash as well as 4, 5, 6, both the EXP are doing their best. There comes another knockup, and Family Problem finds the Minion Fury on towards 4, 5, and 6. He goes down, and down goes the frontliner for the side of Polaris. They're still back, but it's not going to be on time for the second tier to be defended. But the flicker final slash, Win with the play, takes down Derelium, and Aladdin, he needs to go back once again to regen back his HP. Comes in Fanny with the cables, but goes back instantly as soon as he came back. Mountain Shocker once again being used. However, Deoxys has the blessing of the turret shield as well as the holy defense to clear out that wave. So Polaris, they did lose out a lot, but right now they're on the verge of losing more. Final slash again on 2 members. Win making the plays happen, and Polaris, they are not really able to defend, not really able to counter back, not really able to answer. They find more kills as well. Faden with a double. Fanny goes in, finds Faden the shutdown, but can he survive? Can he not? He cannot. Win finds him, not Win, find Prime finds him, and with that opens up the map. Final slash this time not really connecting, but YS says Dusty Mizo, can you really stop him? Maybe you can if he takes too much turret defense, turret damage, but no, there's Family Problem to give the heal, but they take down 4 members instantaneously, and the inhibitor will get opened here, Malsam, but okay, they're still trying to make advances here. Prime is looking for Deoxys, but okay, they need to get back because the death timers will be up, and they do not want to lose their focus here.
Win is just so much with this Arlott here. He is just so annoying. For the Penny particularly, we were talking about his dashes, which is going to give a hard time for the Penny. But no, he's maximizing the use of the Arlott. He's opening a new way, more than the potential or the ever level that this this Arlott particularly could reach. If Penny was flying, he just slap it down like it is a bug, a fly, making the use of Arlott looks just so easy. But trying the game once, Arlott, guys, it won't be that easy. And also it is against your skill Penny. And how are they keep on doing this? It is 16-17. The Hunt are fully favored for the easy win right now. And the Golden Friends already gave up to 1,010. That is 10,000 particularly. I just formed a new word thinking it sounds cool, but it sounds kinda funny. But alright. It is 16-7 goal difference is quite wide. And for the side of Polaris, making sure that 4, 5, 6 and Aladdin can be baited perfectly. They would of course die, but they need to make sure that they are worthy of a sacrificial lamb. And look at here, AOD lands straight into Natalia, but
But the Minion Fury lands on the 2 and the crossbow tanks get open. Double kill on the win. Finds the crossbow tank and does the burst from the Delirium, but he does not find the target yet. All the HP part is there. Crossbow tank once again gets procced on towards Yurisky. They're trying their best to clear up the waves. There's a cannon being still available, but the HP part is too low. Fate goes in, finds 4, 5 and 6, and Dusty Mizo gets taken down, but Prime said, let me take this game alongside me. And Team Zohan gets the match point out here with the first win in this best of 3 series.
Fast game, and unexpectedly comes out the MVP. It's none other than Faden, and oh my gosh, he does deserve it. But to be honest, I would say particularly Win deserved the MVP, don't you think so? Those plays, those engagements,
Absolutely.
and of course the main objective that he always did, giving them a hard time. The opening is quite a masterpiece. And of course, let's not forget that Faden Win, the youth, a young player getting lots of chance opportunity, is going to be a lot here. But let's keep that aside for now, as it is going to be the side of Polaris Esport on the losing side, as Team Zohan are going to get the advantage of 1 point. If they win again, they would qualify for the LAN eventually. But do keep in mind that Polaris Esport, how they are controlling the game in game number 1, if that kind of plays, if that kind of management is happening again, then I still have high hopes on the side of Polaris Esport to take us to game number 3. And with that being said, why not going straight into the drafting section, isn't it, Mr. Shinryu?
Absolutely, Mr. Malsum, and it's a great opportunity to watch both these teams. Zohan, they showed why are they on the mythic leaderboards, right? Number 7, top 7 team. But again, Polaris, you cannot underestimate them. You cannot just count them out yet. They have an equal opportunity. They have reached this far of the Swiss stage, so close to actually qualifying for the LANs, and they are not here to just be taken down like that. So they might just play their best game here, trying to get one more chance, maybe a match point, maybe a game 3 here, so that their dreams are not yet broken. They're not out yet, ladies and gentlemen, even if they lose, but who wants to win? Who wants to wait another day when they can just qualify tonight, right? So they will try their best here. With the bans already here, Grok as well as the 1-1 being banned, so no more 1-1 being open for the side of Team Polaris here. So Win also will be, not Win actually, Prime. I mean, Win is making so many plays here. Malsam is just, he's in my head right now because dude is too goated. Like you were saying, like you wanted to be cool, but you can never be as cool as Win with the sets, right? With the final slash.
You should.
I mean, stop glazing him. He'll just be so happy he'll watch the stream again. But you know what? Those kind of plays are the kind of plays that is going to happen only in the MEX FEAI Grand Fest one, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And not forgetting that one, we want to burst it out as well. So hoping from each team, whoever qualifies to the LAN, of course, is Team LCF who already qualified, and so is Mr. Shinryu for the casting desk. It is going to be really interesting, and at the same time, the other team, we are waiting for those long, intense matches, such as calling your name loudly, making those play, and of course give us a wipe out in the LAN event. But for now, keeping that aside, it is going to be Team Polaris Esport at the blue side, and at the red side, Team Zohan with a 1-0 lead. And this is going to be match point. If they win, they advance And for the side of Polaris Esport, no more delaying, no more throwing, and especially if they are taking the lead, making sure that they are doing those play-by-plays, making sure they dominate it, and especially if they can dominate it in the jungle area by being aggressive, stealing their jungle minions, jungle creeps, and even freezing the LAN might be really favorable for them. But let's see here, this is going to be the last banning section for the side of Team Zawan. They can ban away the Yi Senshin, even a Lancelot loss of hero can be banned in the ban section here, in the ban scenario, shall we even say. But it's a Baxia that is going from the side of Team Zauhan, and who knows if a Yi Senshin is being still away, Zauhan might play the Yi Senshin, not the Yi Senshin, sorry, the Lancelot, or even the Hayabusa.
Yeah, I mean, this time they have left open the CC, so this kind of makes sure one thing, that the tanky heroes will not find an easier time across the map, but Dusty Mizo does not want to give out his comfort just like that. So he will be picking up the YSS as the first pick, and it's actually really working well for him. And you know, a lot of the players, they refer to Dusty as the MOBA Dusty, you know, the MOBA Zane kind of gameplay, because his heroes kind of resembles the same which one as like MOBA Zanes, right? So it's the MOBA Dusty out here. But guess what? MOBA Dusty or MOBA Zane also uses the YSS, and we will be witnessing him going for a second time YSS with the Farsa combination really looking very good. But this time Yurski says, no more cabling around when I can just do the zing, zing, zing across the map to find the praise. But really strong drafts coming in already from both the sides here, Malsam. So I'm really excited to see what will be coming next up here.
To be honest, Yurski, his micro top notch. But when it comes to heroes like Fanny against Zauhan, no, you can't do that. To be honest, it is not the best thing to say, especially when really good top teams are playing against each other. But I need to add it up so that we can clarify it a little bit more. So Tartaras, everyone knows Tartaras, the great Chronoska squad only. Although they break up, getting a better sponsor, let's just call it that way. But there won't be a better coach than Kronos, isn't it, Shinryu? But yeah, let's keep it that aside for now. There is Joseph, his Penny was top notch. It is just so good. But against team squad like Zauhan, it doesn't work. And when it comes to anyone who can play a Fanny so well also, Zauhan are just so good when they are up against a Fanny. Like if you pick a Roger, Zauhan are doomed. They can't do anything anymore. But if you take a Fanny, Team Zauhan would equip themselves so well that they make their setup, they make their turns literally into their game. So if you are going up against, if you pick a Fanny, make sure that you get a proper setup, and if not, it is going to be a disaster. And that is the kind of mistake Polaris are making in game number 1, I should say personally. And in this game number 2, taking the Lancelot again here. I think I have clarified it quite well in game number 1 and even in the other night as well. Like Lancelot, he can dash around. He needs to do so many things. He needs to do the Sing Sing. Sometimes need to land those basic attack. Rose Thorn Phantom execution. A lot of skills are needed to be learned to execute those squishy hero, or we can even say the damage dealer. That is a lot of work. But why not pick a Hayabusa? He can go in with the Quad Shadow, in and out, Khatam, finish, isn't it? And also, if we are going to talk about the jungler, particularly a Yi Senshin and a Lancelot, of course Lancelot is in the upper hand, but what do we need? A team game is what we need. And right now, if you take a Yi Senshin at the gold lane, a Ruby can even be played here. So Polaris Esport are not doing so well in the first 3 pick, so let's hope they try their very best and take the game back in this second phase of the drafting section.
And I'm pretty much convinced that, you know, Team Zohan, this time they're going for a 2 fighter side lanes, right? The gold lane fighter, that's going to be the Ruby. So any gold laner or any marksman, the side of Team
are everlasting.
Polaris pick here is going to be pairing up against the Ruby. They need to be mindful about that, and they're picking up the Grandeur. Yes, it has the range, it has the burst damage, but can it sustain, or can it really hit a target who's completely moving every time he's hitting his skills? Not really. And with the amount of CC that this Ruby can project on towards the incoming heroes, or even to the fights that she will engage with the help of the I'm Offended, it's going to be really difficult for Team Polaris to do a lot. But again, the last pick is still due. I do like the Sicilian for the late game, but what about the crowd control? There's only one hero actually with the crowd control. But wait, what? Just Are my eyes not lying to me? Did he just pick up a Hellcat here, Malsum?
Well, I mean, we have a chat before this match start, isn't it? Team Zauhan, they would always pick something new. They would always try something new, and somehow they would make it work again here. So to be honest, this lineup actually worked, and we can even talk a little bit more into the Ube style, or we can even say those kind of strategy that Team Blacklist International used to make in those olden
sir.
days here. So see, imagine here, it is not going to be a jungler who is going to be tanky here, but rather it is going to be the gold laner who is going to be tanky, and the XP laner is going to be tanky. So what we have to do now is Hellcard will dive in and, you know, turn off the light so that Farsa can even see it clearer, maybe, since I don't want to talk offended. But you know what if she land those feather airstrike and all the lights are being dim out, zone out, then Hellcard, once their HP is low, is going to do those final blow, and it is going to be family problem. It's family problem. Come on, he's going to make lots of problem again here. This is going to be really interesting. This is a new strategy. This might look some kind of hilarious. It might be risky, but it is after all Team Zauhan who are going to make it work, or is it going to be Team Polaris Esport who just dominated game number 1 early section, going to prove themselves they are worth it in this Best of 3 series, game number 2. Myself, Malsom, and at the desk with me is none other than the very qualified Shinryu for the LAN. Wishing both the team the best of luck, and of course, why won't you give us those great intro? It sounds nice when you say it.
Absolutely, but again, you know, you said something about the lights will be off. Given the fact that Farsa is blindfolded, right? So he's making things balanced, like just in the last game where Kagura was picked, and you know there was a yin-yang combination. So this time he's making sure the fight is completely balanced because the Farsa cannot see, but she can fly, and with the help of this Hellcat, she can really burst down a lot of members. But again, ladies and gentlemen who just joined in, welcome to the MEX FEAI Grand Fest 1, and this is the second match for the qualifying round towards the LAN. As you can see, both the teams have taken this side. Polaris Esports onto the blue, Sohan on the red, and mid lane is gonna be the taunt, the stun onto Saladin, checking a bit of damage, but the poke constantly being there. 456 rotates and gives a little bit of poke back, but again, there's going to be again more damage coming in. Oh no! The Sanguine Claws as well as Garud going in with the taunt will take down one member, but instantly answered back by Family Problem. And he, oh my goodness, this answer, the responses coming in are so quick here, Malsam. You take one, we take two. That's how it's going to be. An eye for an eye, or maybe an eye for two eye out here.
Or we can even say true guards with one stone, isn't it? And look at here, Win literally get locked down. And yes, Polaris Esports are the master when it comes to the early phase of the game here. They are literally wrecking and basically their board team, the best team that we have in Mizoram. And Polaris Esports, to be honest, they are just so up to the challenge that they just need to maintain their discipline of these games. Literally, see, they are not giving Team Zauhan a chance to even participate in this title. They are just so good here. But right now at the bot lane here, Prime is even getting offended, and it is 3 people. I mean, Prime is the one who is going to use the offended, but in the end, just, oh my gosh, Aladdin! Never mind. It just happened out of the blue. Like, he just jumped. Come on.
There's a lot of...
want to hurt Natalia, isn't it?
There's a lot of camouflage heroes out there. There's a lot of Armin, there's a lot of Leslie, and a lot of Natalias out there. So it's okay, you know, he might have got a glimpse of those. But again, the Mountain Shocker will get the glimpse of the entire of map. And Dusty Mizu now know where are the enemies. And he can just farm pretty easily those gold crabs, get the little bit of HP, not HP, XP here. So he can just keep up the challenge up. Because you can see, Yurski is already level 6 out here. Going to be level 7, whereas... Dusty Mizo is just trailing behind a little bit, but again, the purple buff is up. There goes the curtain call. Not yet, actually. There's a lot of damage coming out towards Dusty Mizo. And Yurski, he wants it to go for the damage, but not really finding the angle yet. But again, there's a rotation. I'm offended. Still not used. There is Prime waiting for a target, but he's just reconsidering before he goes for an engage. There is no feather airstrike available, so might not again, but he uses I'm offended, not really finding Deoxys, so he has to take a bit of poke, go back, farm again. But mid lane, a lot of rotation coming in for the teams. They want to take some kind of skirmish out here, not really, but wait for the turtle to spawn here, Malsam.
Turtle's going to spawn 30 seconds, so we can break it down a little bit deeper. Film Problem can't take the risk, literally going straight into the bush. He knows that because Egato can be there, and just look at there, the way he's teasing around, the way he's peeling around, and right now, just look at here, just look at the macro play that just happened here. He knows that both the mid laner are going to be there away, making sure that the gold crab is being secure, and if Deoxy extends one step, even if the offended doesn't land, then Film Problem is literally going to punish him. But what the hell just happened here? The really managed to find ways to kill it. Farsaded is also so low. A Sanguine Flow and the Bat Impact might be really impactful, but look at here, this team is almost land the kill. AOG does pop it.
Yes, sir, and there goes the engage. The Deadly Singers did not connect, but Dusty Mizo will get taken down. Finds Yuriski on his way and demise, but here comes the flicker play from Vin, but not really finding the more splashes here. There is no jungler available for Zohan. Polaris, they have their jungler, they have the retribution available, but the members from Team Zohan, they're still trying to go in. There comes the Feather Airstrike, a lot of damage, but retribution securing the turtle, but Family Problem will find Yuriski out here, and they need to recall, but no, Deoxys wants to find a kill, but he might have overstepped his bound, and he has to force the flicker out, but not really enough. Faden will take him down, and there goes the final slashes. Not final slashes, the slashes from Win. Finding one more, 3 members down so far. They're finding another Landshaker connects, and more slashes coming in. The raging slashes here, not really getting the enough damage. Okay, Derelium onto the verge, still burning. Where comes Darkfall Knights and the Stingers. Family Problem finds Derelium, but he gets shut down too, executed by the turret. But what a fight here. Both the teams walk out with a very good engage, but okay, Win. He wants to find more. He wants to find 4, 5, and 6, but he's still fighting around the fight. Sun connects Landshaker, and there's enough damage for Win to take him down. But okay, again, Haladin comes. People go out, go in. But the fight does not stop. Both the teams might stop for a 7-7 score after 5 minutes and 40 seconds.
Zohan are just so good with the micro plays, each and every detail, the inch, the sidestep, and also the bait. They are just literally dancing around against Polaris Esport. Even if their HP might be drained off quite a lot here, that is just a bait, the kind of setup. And Polaris Esport just keep on falling for those trap again in the game here. And although they were leading it so bad, it looks like Team Polaris Esport might finally get the hang of game number 2 and obviously take us to game number 3. But it looks like, and it is quite clear to be said, that Team Zohan are back in charge. And also talking about the in charge here, this team is okay, the blue buff, Faden get the blue buff. You know what that means? It is a blue buff that is been stolen away.
Yes, sir. But again, mid lane, they want to steal away another turret. It seems Faden goes in with the puncture, also uses the Thorn Rose, but gets stuck, but able to get out with the Phantom Execution. But Windmill not so lucky. They'll really find him. Down goes the Feather Airstrike onto his Deoxys. Does not have the flicker, but able to get out. Darkfall Knights is coming. Can he find him? Can he find the Deadly Singers? Yes, he just finds him, but the base attack. And Deoxys goes and comes back. Family Problem once again, but he did not find the target he was looking for. Flicker play for Mr. Derelium. He's able to survive, but not can be said. Same for Family Problem. Gets taken down, and Prime really bad position. Completely isolated, falls too. And that is the 2-for-1 trade coming into the favor of Polaris Esports, and they're looking for more trade. Curtain Call already used on towards Faden, but he is able to use the Wings by Wings to fly off the turtle. I did not really see who it got. I think it was definitely Polaris Esports, but again, okay. Another skirmish down mid. Okay, Feather Airstrike drop down. Aladdin taking a bit of damage, but there is no more follow-up coming in from Vin. However, bot lane, it seems like a 4-5-6 will get taken down, but the turret into the favor of Polaris Esports here.
You know what? I just realized every time Faden died, Film Problem would just sacrifice himself trying to take the revenge boy for his boy. He would be like, for example, like Faden, he was being slain by the Delirium, isn't it? And then what Film Problem does is he just goes straight into the turret and sacrifice himself, making sure that he get the revenge. He does it again 2 times, and that is the total death. He got, I mean, like the 3 times, or I'm not sure, like to extend it but deeper. And every time he just make it look so personal the way he is playing around here. And also LC, I almost call it LCF, like after the player transfer are being happening here, but the team is still going strong, isn't it? Look at here, Win getting drained
Oh.
off, and it looks like an isolation, and at the bot side, it is another isolation that is being played, or we can even say like outnumber Honey, and both teams slayed it. It is an EX planar being exchanged, but when it comes to the exchange, Team Zohan might get a better exchange since they get the second tier turreted bot lane, Holy Guard being burst out, Lord going to spawn within a few seconds, game in their hand as well. This might look a little bit in the favor of Zohan again, but still, just look at the gold difference doesn't widen up, so we might see Races for doing it.
Oh no! Yurisky finds Prime here, and you know what? They have a ski out there, Yurisky. This reminds me of Baloyski from Geek Fam using the Hellcut. But okay, here this team. Zohan getting the ski out here, but they might ski around the map with the help of the Lapu Lapu. But no, he just wanted to clear the wave. Lord is up. Zohan did not have the member advantage. Prime is already down. They have 4 members. Here goes a Darkfall Knight, and they don't have the vision anymore. The Lord is really low. 50-50 advantage here. Polaris, can they find the Lord? No, Dusty Mizo. Zohan finds the Lord, but they will find a kill onto his family problem. There goes the dive onto him. So 456 were able to take down the jungler Dusty Mizu, and there goes Polaris able to take down here Faden. However, Vayne wants to still clear out the wave, able to do it, sustain all the team fight, but for how long? He cannot. The Sky Piercer coming in from the Oxes, able to take him down. Vayne might be getting in too much, and yes, he gets punished too. Zohan, they threw everything, but they got the Lord. However, they did not survive the team fight.
You might secure the Lord, but in the end, it is again Team Polaris Esports getting the upper hand and secure the kill. And of course, talking about personal stuff here, it's family problem again. Who kills, who is killing? If you kill Fate, then just stay away from family problem. If the bush is, if Hellcard is alive, make sure that if you, I just messed it up the way I'm saying, so you just clarify it for me, that one. But let's talk about the Lord section here. The Lord is being secured by Zohan, but at the cost of all their airlines to be slain off, and the Federal Strike just dropped his save, and to make that a perfect combo, but Yursky just right on time turns thing a little bit into side of
top lane.
Top lane.
There goes the AOG, still using the Raging Slash with the Flicker, goes out, Zing with the puncture, finds Win, unstoppable for Yurisky, showing the mechanics, showing why he should be revered, with the Lancelot still going to find a double kill onto his Prime, goes in with the Phantom Execution, but the Cyclone Eye will be helping, Faden goes out, but can he survive? Yes, he has the Flicker, but can he survive still more? Okay, once again, Yurisky goes in, cannot find the Thorn Rose, did find the damage, but not really enough, but if you go for Fade and family problem, might have some personal problems with you, comes down the Feathered Airstrike, but just to zone the members out. But again, the purple buff, 456 is zoning out Dusty Mizo, not really letting him to take the purple buff. He finds the purple buff for himself and denies the farm to the YSS, so they need to just play defensive out here. Polaris with aggression.
You know what? In game number 1, we have seen a chemistry coming from the side of LCF, and in game number 2, we are seeing Team Zohan with the synergy. I guess this is quite clear to even tell our grandchildren, the newbies, or someone who wants to improve in the game, more about the chemistry and the synergy that every team needs to build up. And yep, this is what we are seeing right now. It is 20-13 still, but Polaris Esports are not at the losing side, although when it comes to securing the objective, they might be too turret falling behind. When it comes to the team fight, they are literally acing Team Zohan. But when it comes to those baiting around, literally feeling your enemy, again, it would be obviously Zohan winning. As you can see so far, the Lord is going to spawn here, but again, 456 making sure that Dusty Mizo is far away, not allowing them to even contest for the Lord. But look at your film problem, already providing the necessary needs. Mountain Shocker to reveal the map, and I think it is quite hard to analyze a little bit deeper, but what I should say is that the upcoming Lord is going to be interesting, and it is going to determine who would literally be in charge of the game, but not the end of this game particularly. Prime getting lots of chunky damage, or should we say getting tons of damage falling straight into his face, and as Ray used to say, he got lots of rocket launcher hitting him.
Crazy. Those bullets, those dominant poke damage coming in, but that's a Ruby after all. She can heal up with the minions, right? The Lord finally being started. The Mountain Shocker used to get the vision, and there comes the Feather Airstrike. Deox is forced to use the Flicker, but Prime will go in with the I'm offended Flicker. Play forward. Find Deoxys. Dusty is with the kill. Family problem trying to running for the hill, but there's the AOG to zone the members out, and Prime gets stuck. Wayne still going for the back line, and he wants to find the shutdown onto Delirium. Lancelot comes back. Yurisky trying to zone or trying to help his team not to get taken down. Or 456 going in with the shred damage, uses the curtain call, connects to members, tied up, but it's gonna be Yurisky falling in the hands of Dusty Bizone. Second time, cooldowns up for the Feather Strike. Flick it in. Can he find the kill? Yes, he can. And they chase down 456. Goes back in. Family problem, but he will have the support from the rest of the troop from Zohan. And this might be the end of the line. He goes under the turret, and that's the end. There is no more running. Mr. 4, 5, and 6. Zohan, they turn the fight around and are in charge of this Lord and might look to take down the inhibitors or probably this game here, Malsum.
We were just talking about Zohan being not the better team when it comes to the team fight for this match particularly, but when it comes to the real intense fight, of course it is Team Zohan. They just proved themselves. And also Fan Problem, you are the roamer. You are the roamer. You are supposed to get a pick off, but he doesn't follow the rules, the laws or anything. He just make it by himself. Prime getting all the free hits and getting a lot of an isolation because he was diving just so deep, but Faden tries his best to sidestep all those upcoming hits coming from the side of Team Polaris Esport. But what can he do more without a flicker? And this team is out kiting out Aladdin a little bit, but Aladdin is just going to be so tanky. And why not check the itemization for this team fight particularly? And while we are going through the item, let's not forget what Team Zohan we're starting off that 5v5 fight. Firstly, Faden, what he does is he needs to make sure that a single Feather Airstrike drops straight into Deoxys, and that Feather Airstrike allowed them to burst down 1 HP bar of Deoxys, and once they get the opportunity, Dusty Mizzou goes straight in, landing those Mountain Shocker and following up by Prime using those Offended, allowing them to easily burst down Deoxys. They wouldn't get enough burst damage, although the Delirium would be there with the Sicilian Bat Impact. It is hard to land when their hero that is moving around. Even if you are such a great player, it is still hard. Maybe the Bit Impact or maybe the Bat Fist would be there to help you. Sanguine Claw is good to not be that effective, but still he's doing very best. And right now we might see another clash, but rather than a clash, it is more like baiting each other out, making the play-by-plays. And right now we are in the 16 marks of the game here. Granger won't be that effective as he wants to be unless Aladdin and 456 are opening up for them so well. And for the side of Zohan, just look at them, they are just in form, and the roamer is the one flanking right now. This is something else, something new.
Yes, sir. But again, they're taking two multiple fights. A lot of HP down for Delirium. Prime, he wants to go in once again, but here comes a flank from Family Problem. He finds Delirium, and they do not have the artillery anymore. Yes, they have Deoxys, but can he survive? But again, there goes the I'm Offended, but no, they get tied down with the help of the curtain calls. However, the top lane, Maiden taking the punishment, taking the he wants to just punish them. Like, at this point, he does not care if he's the roamer, if he's the gold laner, if he's the damage dealer. And this is the damage dealer. The damage coming out of from Faden is so much. But okay, 456 just succumbs. The damage coming out. But again, Faden doing an absolutely phenomenal job. He was able to steal the orange buff. He was able to get the top lane turret. And he's just returning the favor for the last shutdown. Team Polaris actually got him to himself. And at this point, they do not have 456. This death timer is too long for here, Malsum. The Lord will be up. Can Polaris contest for this?
Well, contest, they can do it. It's already a 50 in total here. But this Hellcart is just so annoying here. Look at here. He's about to dive inside again here. Faden doesn't... Oh! What? Half HP straight away? How? Like, the damage is just so much here. Of course, you need to check it out. There isn't any Holy Crystal, but Deoxys managed to outplay Fan Problem for now, giving an opening for the side of Team Zohan a little bit into the start-out fight, or we can even say the Lord fight, which might decide this game.
Oh, 50-50, but Yurisky. Polaris will find the Lord. Vayne onto the backline, onto his Derelium. There is the use of the revitalized, but again, Lancelot, Yurisky still trying to go for that play onto the backline. 4-5-6 versus Dusty Maze. So Dusty Maze is going to get the 1v1 victory out there. However, 2 members down from the side of Zohan, whereas Polaris, they just lost 1 and they walked out with the Lord. Definitely the better trade. 3 members there, but can they clear the waves will be the question here, because the Lord needs to be cleared along with the waves coming in. The second tiers are standing, but can Team Zohan stand the aggression that might come from the side of Polaris here?
Polaris Esports does. I mean, they just proved themselves, isn't it? We were questioning them, will they contest the Lord? Not just that they contest it, they dominate, they conquer the Lord, and even secures the Lord here itself. And it seems there's a smell of a pick of family problem. And oh my gosh, there even if a rover can get a pick off quite on the jungler. It is that team is Zhao and AOG being top out. Film problem, getting hungry.
Whoa.
Here. This is crazy.
No! Oh my god, what's crazy is this plays coming out. The Lord did not get cleared. They're still taking a fight. Family problem wants to go for the back line, and they are able to clear the Lord, but they lost all the second tiers. But was it a worthy defense? Yes, it was. They are still in this game. But can they turn it around? They have the advantage of members. The top lane inhibitor is not there. The Mountain Shocker revealing the position. But do they have the luxury to push with the siege that they have? I don't think so. They might have to wait for the next Lord here. But the match is just getting heated up. It's getting intense as we are heading into the 20-minute mark. And finally, Deoxys decided to pick up the Wind of Nature to survive the onslaught that family problem has been bringing on to him.
That is really important here. And just let's just compare this both the jungler here. Look at here, Lancelot with the 70k gold, and for Yi Senshin particularly, that is Dusty Zhao, his 16k, we can call it very soon here.
70.
And both the marksmen, or we can even call it the gold laner, are showing an impressive gameplay. But however, when it comes to the farming, it seems the jungler wanted to make sure that they get their items, such as to make sure that they can switch when those kind of scrimmage happen. And of course, this is the late stage of the game here. If you die, the death timer, the resurrection time is just going to be so long that if you die once, you might give your allies a really bad chance. And if such wipeout happen, and if such a single hero, even a roamer survive, can end the game by now. So that is how crucial and critical this game is by now, and we can even see lots of immortality of most of them. And right now Aladdin is giving the necessary vision for his allies, making sure that the Lord is opening up for them. And look at here, 4-5-6 starting a little bit on that team though, but it's still problem getting wrecked.
Oh no, the instant trade-off coming in. Family problem for Yurisky, and they're still taking it. The Sanguine Claws, the Gunning Town coming in, but there Liam will find the kill on the shutdown. Find a shutdown onto his prime. 2 members again being down. The Lord advantage being there, but the jungler advantage is definitely on towards the side of Zohan. The top lane is open, and 4-5-6 knows that he needs to clear it out. There's a slow push happening, but he's available there to clear the waves out. But can he win a 1v1 against Dusty Mizo? Did not in the last one. That's why the rest of the true Polaris, they're rotating. They're trying to cut him off from the rotation. Mountain Shocker available. Gets the stun. He wants to go for that. Really, he finds the stun. He finds the damage, but not enough. Right time. The Revitalize was activated to save their mid laner. And this is the time where the Sicilian can shine. I guess he has enough stack, and he will need the damage. So his survivability is going to be really important. And that's what Aladdin is making sure that is completely available. Like you mentioned, the death timer is going to be really long, and if they get taken down here, it might be as well a game over. The Lord dance yet to begin. Both the teams getting the vision here, Malsum.
He's still in potion, although his potion is being revealed already here, but that team is getting locked down there. Mountain Shocker activate, and even the carting claws knock them down so well. But even Win needs to flee.
Top lane.
Yep. Problem being a menace again here. And wait, if Delirium isn't here, does Zohan, will they make the flank here? Everyone is in a really great position. And for the side of Polaris Esports, although they started here, as already mentioned here, Deoxys is not the kind of hero with a really good AS, and without the proper attack speed, he can't use the lifesteal properly. And let's not know he's an assassin. Even if it's a tank build, the Lord is dealing true damage, and it is going to hurt a lot here. 3-3-24, when it comes to the kill, Polaris Esports leading it, but when it comes to the threat, it is against Zohan again with this lead. So the Lord is going to be interesting, the Lord fight, and so is Zohan, literally dragging them left and right, tearing them apart turn by turn. And you know those small details, what happened? Film problem, the moment he cleared it, allowing them to retreat it. See, almost all the members, most of the members were, their HP was low. And then, wait, what just happened there?
Wait, what?
Huh?
Ooh, there was an engagement again. He goes back in. The immortality not really available. He goes for the rose gold. Can he put a shutdown? Yes, Yuriski finds the shutdown, but Zohan, they will find the Lord. And that was a 1v1 happening there, Malsum. But in the end, Yuriski with the better mechanics had the immortality to turn that fight around. But there's a lot of waves coming in, and the Lord too. For Polaris, they do not have the luxury of time here. They need to clear it out as soon as they can, because if they hold on for too long, the death timer will be up for family problem, and once he's up, there's going to be a lot of problem for Polaris Esports here.
I guess that was a little bit overextending coming from family problem, to be honest. Like, although he can get the chance to go for the kill here, does Team Zo also go for the play? But that's not Team Zo, the Mobile Zain of DC India. You see it now. It makes it makes sense that an equalizer now. Okay, we can keep it apart for those extensions because it allows them to take the Lord. Let's just say, although a better choice can be made here. Faden with the better extra.
What was the damage coming out of Faden? He just one shot at Deoxys, but they're behind the shutdown. Deoxys finds the shutdown. On towards Prime. 2 members down, family problem. Will be finally back. But the Lord will get cleared. The minions are still marching in. That was not a very good sync from the side of Team Zohan to find the maximum advantage over the structures around the map. But again, the Mountain Shocker being used to reveal the position. Jungler is still down. Family problem is not. He might bring some problem. Delirium really going aggressive again. And they will find a flank on towards in with the help of Fade and giving the extra bit of damage they needed. And Win wants to go in once again. They have the waves. They have the tools. The Waves fighter already used up. But there is no more follow-up. Yes, they need to back out. They need to play the discipline route. Polaris still holding on. But for how long? The game is just getting extended. Maybe to a very, very late game here. And at this point, Malsum is gonna be it's no more gonna be the goal. It's gonna be the mechanics that's gonna come in play.
Not just the mechanic, even those macro play is going to make a major role in this game. As look at top lane here, the inhibitor is already being secured for the side of Zohan, and those macro plays slowly peeling the side of Team Polaris Esports allows Zohan to freely secure the Lord, isn't it the most recent one? But however, those small mistake, I should point it out again, like the overextension caused them a little bit here. And look at here, Aladdin being trapped. 4-5-6 wants to extend as well.
What? They actually go for an isolated fight, and 4-5-6 will burst down from damage of Faden, but Aladdin, he has the AOG to use it defensively to get out. But guess what? That was a really bad timing. The Lord, the enhanced Lord, and this is gonna be not even the enhanced, this is the my God! The damage, deadly stingers, just stings when it hits your jungler and takes him down before the Lord. This seems like a fight, but Delirium trying his best. The late game monster finally online, dealing a ton of damage, takes down Faden. Not Faden, family problem. Faden is still there to give the vision, but the waves are too many. The Lord's been taken down. Dusty Mizzle was working on it, but the waves, who's gonna work on that? Feather Airstrike once again down. Sanguine Claws connecting it, cancelling it out, and the bad impact, making sure that it impacts Zohan where it deals the most damage. The artillery finally down, and they can maybe defend here, but they're taking in a bit more than they can chew. They're still going in aggressive. The orange pub gets stolen, but Prime is still holding on to there. 2 members still not up for Zohan, but it's the same for Team Polaris as well. But the death timer is really short on towards 4-5-6. It will be up, and they should be able to defend this Lord. However, Zohan, I think they should be just a bit patient. They should not overextend out here, because if they get wiped out, the game might as well end here.
Unless Zohan do it so well here, might be... I mean, there's a chance that we can reach up to 30 minutes of the game here. And 4-5-6 literally countering multiple heroes of Team Zohan gives him a really good chance here. And Aladdin with the AOG, it's more like an opener that is coming out a little bit. But what if it lands or zone it a little bit better, might be a little, giving Zohan a little bit hard time, might allow them to engage. But what if they go out from the map here? Look at your bot lane and mid lane inhibitor is about to be parsed out and can be easily taken by the minion as well. So Polaris Esports That is a great engagement and a great way to zone off, but do keep in mind they need to win this game at any cost so that we can go to game number 3 firstly. And the second thing is that beating Zhou might be a way they can prove themselves that they are the next best team that we have in Mizoram particularly. And last but not the least, for an underdog team not yet in the elite leaderboard, beating a mythic leaderboard is one tale you have to keep on saying, isn't it? But however, Yusuke with those Rose Horn, nobody sees how he secures the buff, but at least the retribution is there to cover up. And yes, that is caught on cam, by the way. The next layer is gonna spawn in 30 seconds here, and for the side of Team Zhou, I mean, every time I see these two guys with the LCF logo tag there, I almost mess it up, but okay, I just got back up thanks to the overlay. And a big shout out to BT Edits, by the way, who are making this kind of amazing edits. And the overlay, all the material that is coming is all from him. Let me just include that as well. Although he might not be in the sponsor banner and all these things, I think our editor and all these guys deserve a big shout out, isn't it? Now is the Lord spawning up. This might be the Lord that finally decide the game, the end of this game number 2, to determine it would be a new team that would advance to the LAN, or a game that would take us to the deciding game, also known as game number 3, do or die.
Yes, sir. There are mind games coming up from Zohan. The top lane being pushed. This is gonna be two teams from Mizoram battling it out for the first slot. From Mizoram, who qualifies it. Family Problem will be getting taken down. A lot of damage on towards 4, 5, and 6. He has to force out, win with the bravest fighter. But the waves are still crashing in. They need to clear it out. The slow push happening. But again, this is the question. Which team will be qualifying for the second slot here? The first team from Mizoram. Both team contesting for it. A giant against the underdog. A team here to make some tales to be told. Whereas the qualifying team that's going to be fighting it out. No, they find Dusty Mizo Terrarium, making sure the late game stays in control for this team. But however, 3 members are still available from Zohan, but they do not have one thing which is available for them. That's going to be the retribution, the itemization. Does it really matter? Does it not? It's going to be questioned. The mortality is up from Win. He wants to give the vision. He wants to sustain. He wants to give a way for them to steal the Lord. But there's a zoning out coming from 4, 5, 6 onto the backline for Fade, and they're going to retribution, but not really connecting. It's going to be Deadly finding the Lord. But Team Polaris, they might find Win. He's taking a bit of damage. Forces out the flicker. But can he survive this? Feather airstrike. AOG goes. Flickered out. Good micro play coming in, but there's gonna be Zuriski coming in too. But that is all just a time buying way, or a measure to buy some times for them to take down Win. And without Win, they do not have a front line. They have Prime, but that's a lot of damage coming on towards him, and he's still sustaining all of it. Family Problem is back from his grave, still trying to survive. But okay, Zuriski, you're able to back out. But can Polaris Esports find an end? They find a inhibitor down bot. They find one on towards the mid. But the Lord is onto the bot lane. The top lane, they're still being pushed in with the super minions, the mega minions. There's gonna again be the feather airstrike dropping down, a lot of damage. And Family Problem, he's still trying to survive, but he cannot. Dusty Mizo is finally out. He goes with the mountain shocker, finds the double man stun, takes down Deoxys. Aladdin goes back in, but he does not have the support of his team. Wants to use the AOG, but cannot. Prime cancels out, and Dusty Mizo finds the shutdown. And at this point, this is the ultimate blunder might happen from the side of Polaris. They do not have many much members available. They have the wave clear, but Zohan, they might have the advantage, but it's still a 3v3 situation out here, Malsum. A stalemate that we are looking at. Even 30 minutes are not enough for these teams from Mizoram to find a clear winner for this match.
Dusty Mizo, the star boy of Team Zohan, and the individual, shall we even call it, the pride of Mizoram, literally changed the tide of that game, I should say. And there was a high chance for Polaris Esports to end the game, isn't it? All they need to do is to make sure that the Lord is inside the crystal, and making sure that they can zone it out everyone. But Fan Problem literally dive into the back line, forcing them to use those immortality, being the sacrificial lamp again, allows them to drain their HP off a little bit. And at the same time, the team is out spawn just right in time, using the mountain shocker, lands those bow, and allowing the entire team of Team Polaris Esports to back off. That was A great game coming from both sides, and this team is so extensive a little bit, but okay, it is more like a game that you would like to retreat for now. And talking about the scoreboard here, look at that. It is 36-30 when it comes to the kill, and when it comes to the gold, it is worth 1 lakh coming from both sides. 100k is equals to 1 lakh when we convert into Indian rupees, isn't it? And if we multiply again using those currency exchange method into those US dollar into India, it is going to be quite a lot coming from both the teams here. No problem. By the way, just in case we do not know, before those, the most recent, before this Lord Spawn, he got caught by the Sanguine Claw, and one bad impact literally one-shot him. That is how impactful Delirium is going to be, and if he can make those shots again, this might be the end for the side of Zohan, and of course a bright chance for Team Polaris Esports to advance to the LAN event. 36-30 at the blue side, Team Polaris Esports, and at the red side, Team Zohan with 1 point. And you are watching the MEAX FEAI Grand Fest Season 1 in the 5v5 category, and this is obviously a LAN event, a LAN qualifier.
Yes, sir. The teams here closer to the qualifier is gonna be Zohan, but Yurisky wants to go in, find a shutdown also his family problem, but he gets caught in the eye, offended, and Faden finds the shutdown all towards him. There's no jungle, and that's a heavy information. The dead timer too long, and Zohan, they will find this Lord most probably, unless Polaris Esports, they have something else to say, but the wave management, the lane management is going to be really important. Maladin wants to go in alongside 4, 5, and 6. There's a feather airstrike once again to zone out. Deox uses the wind of nature, but it's at the wrong time. Family problem finds him. Lord is getting taken down by Dusty Mizzo. Delirium shut down. Double kill for family problem, and a more shut down. 4 members down. The only one standing is going to be 4, 5, and 6. But 4, 5, and 6, he does not have the best wave clear, and the waves are crashing down really heavily up to the top lane, and they goes for another engage. He has the immortality. Ben is trying his best, and 4, 5, and 6 trying his best to survive it. He finds the shutdown towards win, but takes a chunk of damage, loses his immortality. Family problem. Can he find a shutdown? Can he not? The base is going to be more important here. He uses the winter crown out here, but a bit too early. But was not early. What's going to be served late is going to be the victory for the side of Team Zohan. After a long-standing battle here, they finally emerged after 35 minutes, the second qualifying team for the LAN to the MEAX FEAI Grand Fest 1.
Congratulations to both Team Zohan and both, of course, it's Lakshmi Chitfan, although I get mixed up, I'm sorry for that one, guys. Yes, it is Team LCF and Zohan that qualifies for the LAN. We are going to have a total of 8 teams that are going to qualify for the LAN. Lots of details regarding this match analysis might be needed, or you might like to check it out, but just checking out this scoreboard might be the only thing we would cover up for now, as that was one interesting match. We would like to say, we would like to keep on going and extending more matches, but there's nothing we can do anymore, as that is all for tonight game. Match number 1, match number 2, it is a clean 2-0, but do keep in mind Team Polaris Esports and Team IGN are going to clash one more time to get the chance to qualify for the LAN. And with that being said, myself Malsom, and beside those amazing hypecasting moment is none other than Shin Ryu. And talking about Shin Ryu, he's going to be there in the LAN event to cast it for us. And that's all for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Hoping to see each and every one of you guys, and maybe more members from the community to join us. Thank you and good night, everyone.